Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Baths and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140. Fall's right around the corner, and there's no better way to experience nature and everything that Northern California has to offer than in a Jeep. And right now, it's Jeep Adventure Days at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And they've got the deals and selection for you. From sales to service, they're going to prove to you why they deserve your business. Their GM, Chuck Dean, he has this talent of not only getting you the best deal in town, but he also is able to build an inventory that other dealers are jealous of. SackSuperstore.com and located off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
When shopping for a new car, what do you want? A great selection? A low monthly payment? More for your trade? At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, you get it all.
Model year-end savings are going on now. It's savings you just can't say no to.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Welcome back to Media Day. Sacramento Kings, NBA 2024 from the Golden One Center, the practice facility. Got Whitey Gleason, Kyle Draper. Drapes, this thing actually getting close to winding down. It's already been a very busy afternoon.
Yeah, it's been a well-oiled machine out here, man. It's, usually it's chaotic, people running around with their heads cut off, but this is moving in orderly fashion. And, usually media days go to about 4:30. I've been here before, but they're going to be wrapping up, I would say, in the next half hour or so. So we're going to be holding it down, though. We're holding it down till 4:30 out here, man.
Yeah, just about everybody has been out so far, but De'Aaron Fox has not met with the media yet. And, there's every indication that we'll have an opportunity to talk to De'Aaron Fox this afternoon, Drapes. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, save the best for last, right? Got to say the heavy hitter, De'Aaron Fox, for the Drive Guys. Here's the thing.
For the LeBron of the station.
Right, the LeBron of the station. And here's the thing about D. Fox. New dad also, just about a month or two ago, had the birth of his daughter, Poppy. And so going to talk to him about that trip overseas with Steph Curry. How crazy was that? His new shoe that he has coming out. He's rocking here today at Media Day. So I'm looking forward to talking with D. Fox.
I would say that the atmosphere today, the level of energy is just different. It's a little more, as you said, seems more efficient, more functional. Get in, do your business, move on, rather than, the kind of the loosey-goosey feel of past media days.
Yeah.
It's more business-like.
More business-like. Let's get it done, and let's get to the real business at hand, which is getting to practice and, getting ready for this season. And, I had a chance to talk to some of the guys, and, the expectations are high, no doubt about it, but they should be high with this team. I understand the Western Conference is tough. That's something they've all talked about. But when you had a guy like DeMar DeRozan, you got a big three now. You got Keegan, you got Keon, who I was really impressed. I had a chance to spend, some lengthy time with Keon. that dude's ready for the season. Like, I like his mentality, the way he's approaching this season. And so, no, man, the expectations are there for this team. And it should, you and I were out here last year. You were here last year. I was here.
Mhm.
And it's a different vibe.
Yeah.
I feel like last year they said all the right things. This year they're acting the right way. If you know what I mean? Like, the words last year, they were great. But then once they got on the floor, we saw what happened, 46 wins. This year, they're not letting their words do the talking. I feel like it's going to be their actions and their play that does the talking.
Don't you think some of that is because they've just learned? A year ago, they were coming off a playoff appearance, and they weren't sure what was next.
Right.
How do we do that? Can we do it again? They tried to say the right things, but last year was obviously not as pleasant as the year before, but a real learning experience for all the players in the organization as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's, you win 48 games, you're feeling good, but you actually have to go out there and follow it up. The words aren't going to lead to wins.
Yeah.
Your actions are. And I feel like the addition of DeMar DeRozan, you talk to people around this organization, around this facility today, it's amazing his impact he's already had. And not necessarily from an X's and O's standpoint. I've heard from like 5 people talk about his leadership, the way he operates off the court, how great, he's going to impact this franchise in that regard. He's a guy that comes in. And if you're De'Aaron Fox and you're Domantas Sabonis, you've had great careers, but this dude's a future Hall of Famer. This guy's, a top 30 all-time scorer. And so I think he carries with him sort of a weight, a sort of respectability, if you will. And I can't wait till the 9th, their first preseason game, to see how it all works out.
Yeah, I was talking with my buddy Sean that I knew in high school, the direct security here, and he was saying DeMar DeRozan just elevates everybody here. And great example of that, Carmichael Dave had a decent shirt on. I mean, that doesn't happen. If DeMar DeRozan isn't
really?
here,
Did he?
I was like, wow.
He looked, I don't want to diss our guy. Okay,
I said
decent. Passing like a C-.
For him, that's elevating his game, though. That's all I'm saying.
You can tell he tried, too. That's the thing. And I was looking at him, and I wasn't sure what he had on, like a vest with a short sleeve shirt underneath or something like that.
Did you just get out of surgery? Or
What's going on here? But he made an effort, though. He made an effort.
Yeah.
So.
And did you hear Mike Brown on with Styles and Watkins tell us who the starting lineup is as of right now?
Did he? I didn't get to hear that. What did he say?
Well, he says he loves Malik coming off the bench. We
Yep,
talked
we
about
know that. We
Manu
knew that.
Ginobili, what he did with San Antonio.
Yep.
He says Kevin Huerter right now is hurt. So he said Keon Ellis right now is your starting two guy.
And rightfully so.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
No mystery, though. It's like, here we are.
Malik Monk walking by. Hey, Malik. We got to get Granite Bay, baby. We got to get out there. I'll let you know. We'll talk. Oh, for real? It's not open on Mondays?
Talking golf. Malik Monk. And
I was out there with my son. He hit one 300 the other day. 15 years old. Crazy. Yeah. Crazy. I hear you be out there. All right, baby. What's going on, man? What's going on? I told, hey, man. So we didn't have Malik on, but we just had Malik on.
Right.
Kinda,
that's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Oh, man. So what were we talking about?
We were talking about Mike Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Setting his starting
so
lineup.
Keon Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things I talked to Keon about was the expectations, not only for the team, but for himself. 41% three-point shooter last year. The narrative being, we need to see a bigger sample size. It's too small. And he said, yeah, that's true. I can see why people say that. But he tunes all that out. The thing about Keon Ellis that I learned today, a lot of times players, when they're growing up, they have a hope and dream. I want to make the NBA. Keon didn't have a fallback plan. There was no plan B, C, D, or E. When he was 8, 9 years old, his mom asked him what he wanted to be when he grew up. He said, an NBA player. And his mom said, well, what's your fallback plan? He said, there is none. I'm going to be an NBA. And so his work ethic, his drive, I'm expecting big things from him this season. Plus, he's a great dude, man. A pleasure to talk to. And so, man, if he's in the opening day starting lineup, that's going to be interesting.
I know a guy that he made it to the majors in baseball, and he was telling us one time that it was FP. FP was telling us that in one of his classes, might have been junior high, one of his teachers was saying, "You're going to need a fallback because you're not going to play baseball." And he was so mad. He was like, "I'm going to play baseball."
Right,
And she's like, "No, you don't
Right.
understand. You're not." And sure enough, he did. So
yeah.
some people just know, I guess.
Some people just know, and then they go out and work at it to make it come true. And that's what I got from Keon. I'm going to give you a little anecdote that he told me, too. Keon's an elite defender, right? Can we all agree?
Absolutely. I just gave you numbers last week. He's one of the best 3-and-D guards in the NBA.
Yeah, which I don't remember that site, though. That
I
was
don't
so
either.
crackpot site. But I'm running with, let's run with
Yes.
it. But he said he actually hated defense growing up. He didn't like defense until he got to Alabama. Then he realized, oh, snap. That's my way of like really making a difference and getting on the floor. He said he hated to play defense. You would never be able to tell that by watching him out there now with the Kings.
Yeah, I would guess, you play at some point when you're playing, even just, at lower levels, pick up whatever. If you play somebody who really guards you, it's no fun. It's like, stop it.
Yeah.
And that's true.
Yes.
Someone who really defends, it's really disruptive. I'm sure at some point he realized, wow, I'm really impacting the game this way.
Yes. Where we at? 9 minutes into the show, Whitey, and you have yet to remark on this media day fit I'm wearing right now. I'm just saying, I didn't wear this just for Mark Jones and everybody. I'm on the radio here, dappered up, big fella.
Well, we had to talk about the football yesterday before we talked about
all
what
right.
you're
That's
wearing,
the next
so,
segment. All right, I get it now. I'm kind of feeling out of place a little bit, meaning like, should I have it open? Should I have it closed? Should I take off the jacket? Should I loosen up the tie?
Yeah, you should. I think you should take the jacket off now that you're sitting here working. Just loosen up a little bit. Show everyone I'm working. Maybe loosen up a little bit, and then you can always just go back to that at some point.
True. That's true. Maybe during the commercial break, I'll be like Superman.
What has media day been like for you? Because I know you have other duties besides what we're doing right now.
So I got here about 9:45. Had to shoot a California Office of Traffic Safety, some promos for them. I had to do some behind the scenes Q&As for the Kings. Did a promo shoot for NBC, all the behind the scenes stuff that you see. Did some interviews as well. Who did I talk to today? Keon Ellis, Mike Brown. Talked to Trey Lyles about his injury situation, the groin situation. He didn't seem to be concerned. In fact, he said one of the things he's determined to is to be there ready for opening night. Remember last season, he missed the first, few weeks of the season because of injury. He said all off season, he's been targeting, making sure he's ready to go come opening night.
Lots of surprises to come. We'll be right back. It's a Drive Guys coming to you from Media Day 2024, Sacktown Sports.
You've seen him on the roast of Tom Brady, and you've heard him host the #1 podcast in the world, Kill Tony. Now see Tony Hinchcliffe perform stand-up comedy live at the venue at Thunder Valley, Friday, October 11th. The man behind millions of views worldwide and countless sold-out shows brings his stand-up set to you, Tony Hinchcliffe. Critics call him a must-see. Don't miss this stand-up comedian, writer, podcast host, and professional wordsmith live in Sacramento. Tony Hinchcliffe. Get tickets at Thunder Valley Resort.com.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing strategies that deliver results. On your next campaign, aim higher. Go to aimyourdigital.com and get started today. aimyourdigital.com.
It's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Drive Guys coming to you from the Kings practice facility. It's Media Day 2024. And of course, Drapes, as you know, it's Media Day all around the NBA, right? Other than, as you pointed out, the few teams that they had to start the camp early to make overseas trips.
Yeah, this is almost like back to school, right? Where everybody comes in, your uniforms are looking fresh and crisp, and things are looking nice and tight and everything. A sense of optimism, if you will. And it's a great day in the NBA, and it means, you know what? Soon, No Whitey, we'll be back at the arenas broadcasting games, broadcasting our show from Golden One. I'm looking forward to that, too.
I think it's about 22 days before the season starts, 22 days and a few hours, something like that.
Yeah, before the NBA season.
Yeah.
Are we going to be there next week for the preseason opener? I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Right? Like,
sure. Yeah, book it. And, it starts the spring, not spring, the fall convergence. We got so many sports going on now, football in full swing. And then you got the baseball postseason starting.
Yes.
And now we've got basketball starting. So it's a lot going on right now. And a guy who's covered it all.
The G-Man jumper.
Yes. It's really not media day until our next gentleman says, gentlemen, start your engines. The great Gary Gerald.
Hi.
G-Man, how are you?
How you doing, G-Man?
Good to see you guys, man. It's so many things go through your mind. I don't know how it is for you on media day, because it really starts to all come into focus.
Yeah.
And you start thinking about the reality of what's happening as of this day.
Yes.
And introducing yourself to the new faces and saying welcome to Sacramento and hope it's a good go and all of that. And saying hello to the familiar faces. And it's an intriguing time.
Let me ask you, G-Man, because I see you operating here. I see you walking around. You're about to enter your 40th season broadcasting the Kings. But one thing I noticed about you, my friend, is you're excited. You get it's like Christmas Day, Christmas morning. How do you feel, with the league being back, games being back? It seems like you're excited for it.
I am. And basically, I think the excitement, Kyle, comes from what's happened the last couple of years. And the top man on the list when I check off boxes is Mike Brown. And I think it emanates from him.
Yes.
And I like what, Monty McNair and Wes Wilcox and the GM staff continue to do in trying to improve the roster. And we know that it's, the last couple of years have been an amazing turnaround, because it's when you stop and think about 17 years of just kind of floundering at sea. I mean, it was just so nasty and
brutal.
so tough. And a couple of years ago, it revitalized, I think, all the fan base. It revitalized all of us as broadcasters. And so based on that, there is a different level of excitement and anticipation. Now, the realist part of me quickly says, but it's still the Western Conference, and it's going to be a dogfight every freaking night.
But let me ask you, G-Man, sorry to interrupt here, but does that even make it more exciting? Because every night you're going to get some top tier talent that you're going to have to beat.
Every game matters.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think now we're inching closer to the time. And I've told this story frequently over the years. In the early years of the Kings and with their struggles, I told other broadcasters around the country that we would go into their building, whatever. And I said, I envy you, because you're with a team that on any night, no matter what building you're in, you're going to be competitive.
Yeah.
Well, that happened for the first time with Rick Adelman in that 8-year stretch with the Kings, and the magic of those winning seasons and winning division championships. And then we had that long drought, and Mike Brown comes in and they win the division championship, and you're number 3 seed. Last year, it didn't work out as well as we'd hoped, but still you're winning and you're competitive on a more regular basis.
Yes.
And that excites me.
Right. As encouraging as the last 2 years have been, G-Man, there's one thing I can't figure out about this team. I'm sure you've thought about it. Maybe you have the answer. 2 years ago, they had that marvelous season. They were 23-18 at home. A lot of people said, wow, they should have been better with the home crowd and everything. Last year, 24-17, one game better. You have any idea why this team, and I think that's like 16th best in the league. Any idea why this team hasn't performed better at home?
It's a mystery, and it's something that intrigues all of us. And I don't have an answer to that. I know that I think when you're on the road, there's a mentality, it's us against them, and maybe you unite and come together, and maybe the focus is a little bit better. But clearly, if you want to be considered a contending team in any conference, you've got to take care of business on the home floor. And 23 and 24 wins is good, but it needs to be 28 or 30 wins or something like that out of the 41. And until you get there, you're not going to be looked upon as a legitimate contender. I think if we're very honest about that. And that's an area where I know the coaching staff, they harp on it, and you've got to find a way. Over 82 games, 41 at home, 41 road, you're going to win a few that you don't expect to, and you're going to lose some that you don't expect to. That's just the nature of the beast. But when you can't shoot free throws the way this team couldn't over the last year, dead last all season long in the NBA, and somebody had the numbers I saw back late last season, there were 5 games where the Kings were outshot at the free throw line, where if they would have just made if they had turned the tables, they would have won 5 games.
Think about that. That's the difference.
So you're going from
playing
46 to
top
51.
6. Yeah, yeah, that's big.
And so little things,
Sure.
And those are the things that drive coaches crazy. I know, and they drive us as broadcasters crazy, but not on a 24-hour basis. But it's just, there are areas where you need to get better. You hope that they will get better. And the beauty of media day is that everybody starts with a clean slate.
Yep.
Everybody has great expectations.
Yeah, that's right.
The optimism abounds, and here we are.
Yeah, I was talking to Monty. He's like 12 teams in the West really think they have a realistic shot of being top 6. Like, there's a number of teams. Let me ask you, G-Man, because I've seen you operating out here talking to several players. What's your vibe of DeMar DeRozan? What was that interaction like, and what does he bring to this team?
Does it compare to anything you've been through during your time with the Kings?
Well, I don't think the Kings have ever had an acquisition with the credentials that DeRozan has, other than maybe Chris Webber was approaching that, and he embellished it during his year in Sacramento. But there are some folks that you would know in the Bulls organization in Chicago that I talked with when the trade actually happened, and they told me, you are going to love DeMar DeRozan, and you're going to love the fact that he's a genuine human being. He's a caring individual. He's articulate. I mean, you go right down the line.
Right.
And back during the California Classic, on that night that he became available to the Kings, and we did a halftime interview with him for the California Classic games, and I was almost blown away with how real, how genuine he seemed to be, and nothing has deterred that. Everybody that you talk to talks about what a good guy he seems to be, and the interaction. I mean, Sabonis raving about the week that he spent with DeMar in Southern California with Doug Christie and Leandro Barbosa, and working and starting to get used to each other. And I'm just, going over and talking to him today and just kind of reintroduced myself, and he knew immediately who I was and what I represented, and that warms your heart.
Right.
Because you think it's real. And now I haven't read his book, but I know it's getting, terrific reviews, and he's been very open, and some of the struggles that he's had, particularly from a mental health standpoint, in that book. And I look forward to the opportunity to be able to read that.
Yes.
But yes, he's on I think it's safe to say he's 35 years old. He's on the downside of his career, but what he brings to Sacramento is so exciting. And I don't think the Kings are going to have any struggles in terms of scoring with the basketball. The question still is, can you stop the other team from scoring?
Yes.
And you're going to have to be good defensively. So those are the challenges, and they're familiar challenges for the Kings and their fans.
G-Man, I wanted to ask you about something Monty said today, and you too, Kyle, because today Monty was talking, I don't think he was on the station yet. He was just talking to the media, and he talked about the teams in terms of he said, we're still relatively young. That was the way he put it. And this is not an old team. DeMar DeRozan is, as you say, on the back nine, and there are some real young players, but these are players that are really mostly in their primes now, which speaks, I think, to the importance of getting things done now. But how do you view the teams in terms of this team in terms of, are they relatively young? Is it a young team, veteran team? Where are they?
I wouldn't call them real young, but they're becoming a veteran team, and they are still. It's a young core.
Yeah.
And when you look at, De'Aaron Fox now should be in his prime. Keegan Murray is approaching, this will be his 3rd year. And just in talking with him earlier today, how relaxed and how comfortable, as opposed to the last couple of years at media day, and a nice, a genuine warmth coming from him. And you think about Malik Monk is young. And then you look at some of these two-way players coming up, and you see what Keon Ellis did late last season. You look at the hopefuls in Mason Jones and Isaac Jones, Cody Jones, Colby Jones, I should say.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jones boys.
The Jones boys.
Everywhere. So it's encouraging. Now, what's not encouraging is the fact that I was really excited about, and I'm still excited about, McLaughlin coming into the Kings. But now he's got a grade 2 ankle sprain, and he's going to be having to wait a couple of weeks, and he's going to be coming in catch-up mode, trying to get into a new system with new teammates. And you got Trey Lyles, who's sidelined now with injury, hamstring soreness, and he's going to be a couple of weeks along. Kevin Huerter not going to be cleared for contact for another week or so. And so there are legitimate concerns in that sense. But back to the initial question, yes, I like the fact that what Monty has got is basically considered a young core.
Gotcha.
And it's an exciting core.
You see it that way too, Drapes?
Yeah, I think so. I think, this is the way Monty structured the team. I still think DeMar has a good 2 to 3 years at high level basketball. But when you look at Fox and Sabonis, Keegan, why can't it be a good 5-6 year run for this organization with this core? Malik really just entering his prime as well. And I look at the landscape of the West. Clippers obviously have fallen back. Lakers, they're an aging team. Denver, I have some question marks about.
There's opportunity.
There's
it's
opportunity.
A tough conference, but there are some opportunities.
But you got the OKCs. Who knows how this Minnesota trade is going to pan out, fellas? We haven't talked about that. This might be, mess up their chemistry a little bit. And so I think the Kings are well positioned not only for this year, but for the next 3, 4, 5 years as well.
Well, you hear in the past, you always talk about the really good teams always have a minimum of 2 basically all-star caliber players.
Yeah.
And the good teams have at least 3 on their roster. Well, I think the Kings have now got themselves in a position where you got 3 on the roster. And that's exciting. Yeah. So, we all want to see how's it going to play out? How's it going to come together? We get impatient. A week from Wednesday,
first test, preseason
against the Warriors. Then they'll be down at their place, kind of a back-to-back set.
Yeah,
and then you throw in, we get a visit to the brand new Intuit Dome down in LA for the Clippers.
Yeah,
I mean, anxious to see that. And then I've got Utah and
Portland, right?
Yeah,
Portland's in there.
There's a
Nike store, right?
I know. I won't be there. I wonder if we'll go. If you'll go on the preseason one, because it's preseason.
But Portland is here, are they not?
Oh yeah, is it here?
Yeah,
that Sunday game. It's here.
Oh, okay.
So first month of the season, we're up there in Portland, Nike store. I got to save up because last time we went, G-Man, your boy, I think I bought like 8 pairs or something like that. So I got to save up.
It's too good an opportunity to pass up.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, we know that you're very busy today. You got a lot of stuff you got to get to. So thanks for taking a few moments with us. And it's not really media day until we have you on with us. So thanks.
I love the fact that Kings fans are fans 365 days out of the year.
Yes.
And when I look back over the summer and you tune into to you guys' show and the other talk shows, Kings conversation is almost always there.
Yes. By the way, thank you for helping us out with our top 40. I know you don't want to talk about any particulars, but we really appreciate it.
That was a great,
that was such a great idea. Yeah. And it was fun to go back and kind of, scrape off some of the rust with the memories and say, oh yeah, you remember so-and-so and such and such, and trying to categorize them and say, now, is he a top 20 guy? Is he a 20 to 30 guy? Is he a 30 to 40 guy or what?
I was glad to see some of the originals get so much love. Like Reggie Theus was top 10, and Reggie, he's a pretty confident guy, but he said, wow, I really was surprised by that. Thank you.
Yeah,
so
that was very cool. I know you guys had a ton of fun with that.
Yeah, that was good. And we got a top 5 guy coming up, De'Aaron Fox, right? Can we ask him about that?
Yeah.
We got to ask about that.
De'Aaron Fox is going to be on your show.
Yes, you believe that, G-Man? Come on now.
Thanks, G-Man.
All right, guys. Thank you.
More from Media Day when we come right back. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
All right, G-Man.
Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
When shopping for a new car, what do you want? A great selection? A low monthly payment? More for your trade? At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, you get it all.
Model year-end savings are going on now. It's savings you just can't say no to.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number one claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company L1 report.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our clients' portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Drive Guys coming to you from Media Day. How about this story, Drapes? Undrafted in the 2024 NBA draft, our next guest joined the Kings for the Summer League and showed out in Summer League to the point that on September 16th, he signed with them. Boogie Ellis is with us. How are you?
Well deserved.
What's going on? Thank
How
you.
you doing, man? Tell me about the fit, the uniform. How's it feeling? What's this been like for you, this experience today?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's a dream come true. Just glad, to put an NBA uniform on. I've been through a lot. So, it's a blessing for me to be here, and I thank God.
Where did you learn to have the faith in yourself required to show everyone when apparently not everyone was sure you were an NBA player? You knew it. You proved it. Where did that confidence come from?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Hours in the gym, I work so hard. So everything, comes from, hard work and all that belief, all those nights in the gym, all those nights, early mornings and things like that. So just always having a belief in me and knowing what I can do and knowing what I'm capable of. And I would say the people around me just, pushing me to be great for sure.
I was talking with Jordan McLaughlin earlier, and he was talking about that USC brotherhood. You got you, him, DeMar right now. What is it like, man, just having a couple of your Trojans with you, as part of this journey right here?
Yeah, definitely. It's another blessing. Definitely, any questions I have, any, issues I have, I can, go to them. I've been working out with DeMar this past summer, and, it was great for me. He showed me a lot of, tips, nuances, new things, showing me how to, slow the game down, things like that. And, just seeing the game through his eyes.
Boogie Ellis is with us. He played so well in Summer League, of course. The Kings signed him. What was Summer League like for you? What were some things that you learned from the experience?
Definitely. I was just, hungry, hungry to prove a lot of people wrong. I had a lot of built up, anger, especially,
just not getting drafted.
Yeah. So definitely just, continue to
playing with that chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, playing with a chip on my shoulder, just showing people, who I am, showing people I can play defense. I can do whatever a team asks me to do. So just continue to, just show that.
How do you fight through something like that, man? Because obviously you're a highly touted recruit, had a great career at USC. And then that got to be a shock. How do you get past that and put on your business hat and all right, I got to handle my business and make sure I continue my career here?
Yeah, definitely. Just, staying the course, never getting too high, never getting too low, just trusting and believing in God and, just continue to work no matter what. there was days that I didn't want to go to the gym. There was days that I was upset. There was days where I failed. There was days where I succeeded. But, at the end of the day, I just, kept going. I didn't give up. I didn't quit. And, I'm here now, and, I still got a lot of work to do. And, just, putting on an NBA jersey has never been just enough for me. I want to establish myself and, build a career. So just taking it day by day and trying to just continue to get better.
Boogie, it happens in radio sometimes where, sometimes you're out of a job and you hear somebody on the radio and you go, I know I'm better than that person, but they have a job. Not to mention any names.
Don't go there, big fella. Don't go there, all right?
But was it difficult? Was it frustrating in a way to say, this guy, that guy, those guys got drafted. I didn't get drafted. I know I'm as good or better than those players.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially, I put in a lot of hours and, I've went head to head with a lot of those guys and I felt like, I've been better than them for long periods of time. There's guys in the NBA now that, I played against, growing up and I used to kill all the time. But, at the end of the day, you just got to, you can't look at other people. You can't look at what others got going on. You just got to focus on you, look yourself in the mirror, and, just focus on your journey and taking it step by step. I feel like, I'm here now and I'm just trying to, get back to where I was before.
Take advantage of the opportunity in front of you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boogie Ellis joining us.
I don't know what you thought I was talking
No,
about.
I don't know. I know. You know it. Boogie know too. He ain't gonna say it, and I ain't gonna say it as well. But you played at Memphis also.
Yeah.
Penny Hardaway was your coach.
Yeah, definitely. Penny Hardaway and Mike Miller.
Yeah. Mike Miller was on the staff
Yeah,
too.
he's actually my agent now.
Oh yeah, Mike Miller.
Mike
Yeah,
Miller,
former sharpshooter, Grizzlies and Heat and everything. Tell me about that relationship, man. How'd you guys connect?
Definitely. So Mike Miller was real tight with my brother throughout the process. Him and Mike got real close. Mike was really the big reason why I went to Memphis. He got me there, and just being a scoring guard in high school. I needed to learn, the point guard position, and Penny Hardaway, one of the greatest point guards ever, definitely, taught me a lot. And I felt like, without Memphis, I wouldn't be where I am today because it really, paved the way for my career and, showed me good habits. And, they really threw me in the fire and we competed every day. It was just a great experience there. And just, I'm just glad I got to play for Penny Hardaway and Mike Miller.
Penny was so good.
He was
before he got hurt. He was so good. What do you take the most pride in as far as your game? Shooting, shutting people down, distributing. I know that you can do a lot of things well. What brings you the most joy when you're doing it well on the court?
I would say, I've been scoring the ball since I was, knee high. So definitely just doing that. But the new thing that I like a lot is just picking up 94 feet.
Yeah,
and, guarding, being high energy.
Guys don't like that when you do that, huh?
Yeah, stopping people. I'm able to have fun with that now. And it's real fun for me because a lot of people didn't think that I was capable of that, but I always knew I was capable of. I feel like I'm capable to do anything that I put my mind to. So it's real fun doing that, and when you're doing that and scoring at the same time, it's just
I got you
just fun.
Right. One thing I ask the players out here when I talk to them is who or what has been the biggest impact in your life? Who or what has led you to this point? What can you tell me about that?
I would say Kobe.
Really?
I would say Kobe. Like growing up, watching him in front of the TV, just watching his, a lot of guys say they love Kobe, and a lot of guys say that they want to live like Kobe, but they're not willing to do the things that Kobe does. So
you mean just the dedication?
Just the dedication. Just sticking to your routine, doing what you
Mamba mentality.
Mamba mentality. He's just really helped me, and he really showed me the way of how to do things the right way. And I get my drive and my passion just from watching him, and how much he loved the game and how much he was a student of the game. So that really helped me.
Right. You ever have a chance to meet him at all in SoCal at all? Or no?
Nah, never met him.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my it's one of those things when you talk about Kobe, we didn't appreciate him enough. At least, other people. I know you did, but it's like, dang, I didn't appreciate
Yeah.
And I talked to my son about that mentality too. Like, he's a golfer, he's a basketball player. I'm like, well, Kobe would be out there at 5 a.m. Kobe, so I get that kind of influence he had on you.
What do you, I know you haven't been here long, but what do you think of Sacramento, the Kings, Light the Beam? What are your perceptions here of what it's like playing in Sacramento, and the city, the fans?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like it's a great fan base. A great place to play basketball. I feel like there's nothing else here but the Kings. So
yeah,
that's always a fun thing. But I feel like everybody that's not from here, I always get it. They always say, I hate Kings fans. I'm like, why everybody keeps saying they hate Kings fans? Everybody keeps saying that, so I'm like, they must be real passionate and I love that. I said y'all probably hate them, but I'll probably love them because it's just I love being in like a basketball town, basketball city. So that's
why do they hate? Just because they're so?
I don't know. I never really asked, but everybody said, now I got to be a Kings fan because of you. I'm like, I hate Kings fans. I'm like, why everybody keep saying they hate Kings fans?
Appreciate you, man. Boogie Ellis joining us here on The Drive, guys. Boogie, happy to have you in Sacramento, man. Here's to a long and prosperous career here in Sac, man. Thanks for jumping on.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time. Yeah, very nice to meet you. Boogie Ellis.
My man, thank you.
That was enjoyable.
No, I'm rooting for that kid right there. That kid, yep. He's bringing some Kings fans on board. Like, who could hate Sacramento Kings fans? Come on, man.
Warrior fans,
Warriors, Clippers fans. Did you hear? Did you see that story floating around on social media? There's a group of Kings fans that always travel to road games and they buy tickets, and they tried to buy tickets from the Clippers in a group. And apparently, I don't know if this is true. I'm just saying, this group were turned down by Steve Ballmer and the Clippers. You saw that, Nate? What was it? Crown?
Yeah, Watkins was getting into it this morning. Yeah, I guess they put out like a formal statement and stuff too. I don't know too much, but I definitely
they don't want Kings fans taking over their new building.
Yes,
I guess
that type of thing.
Yes,
which is kind of devious.
Right,
little evil
kinda
from
desperate,
the billionaire.
kind of desperate too.
Desperate, That's
it. I think other fans, other teams are jealous of Kings fans. Before, when the Kings weren't very good, it's like, oh, that's cute. They have their little team.
Yeah.
Now they're very loyal fans, have been forever, and they got a really good team. So I think other people are jealous of that.
Yeah, and we traveling now.
Yeah.
So you're right.
When you hear Light the Beam chants in Staples.
Wow. Yeah. That's we take over it. Sacramento South.
Yeah, there's number 5 over there.
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox, and I'm checking out his new sneakers there. He got his new Foxes on Curry brand. Those look sick in person. So
yeah, we'll take a quick time out here from Media Day. We know De'Aaron Fox is going to join us at some point. Glad you're with us as Media Day rolls on with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers, the No Surprise Guys. We love that old song, Respect. RESPECT. It's a good song and a good business philosophy. At Bell Brothers, everything we do is designed to show respect for our customers. We show up on time out of respect. Our technicians are clean-cut, friendly, and wear identification badges out of respect. We do good deeds for free for our customers and leave their homes cleaner than we found them. That's right, out of respect. So, if you want plumbing and AC service from a company that will show you some RESPECT, call Bell Brothers. We promise to respect your time, your home, and you. Call Bell Brothers right now to schedule an $87 precision tune-up. Or call if you have plumbing problems. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Imagine taking a nice warm bath in your shower. Let's fix that. Right now, get that clogged drain unclogged for just $67. Plumbing, sewer, electric, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Progressive presents Renters MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Joe Fallon's bedroom mini fridge. Sure, this pint-sized chiller's max capacity is 3 soda cans, but what it lacks in stature, it makes up in cooling strength. Each beverage a perfect 37 degrees every time. And the 2 feet Joe walks to get a drink, priceless. That's why his mini fridge is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Media Day is here. That means the NBA season is just right around the corner. Kyle Draper, Whitey Gleason, our next guest. You know, you got players here. You got media luminaries, including a guy who's been covering the Kings for, well, at least as long as they've been here, right? Tony Ray Harvey. How long has it been, Tony?
23 years.
23 years.
My 23rd year. Matter of fact, I was just talking to your colleague, Carmichael David.
Sorry to hear that.
Why would you do that, right?
Well, we started this about the same time, 2002. That was my first media day. And I think that was his too. Of course, I came out in 2001 for a couple practices, but
sure,
I've been consistent, you know, ever since then.
Have you ever seen, Tony, anything like the excitement that's present this year with DeMar DeRozan?
Yes, man. You're talking about a debut. It's been going on for what, the last couple of months?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's really looking forward to that, you know, as far as the media as well, you know, the fans and the coaches and things like that. It's just that euphoria that everybody's trying to get into, that bringing out the best out of everybody, and that's good for this campaign, this upcoming campaign.
Yeah, you could tell just the way he moves and just the attention. You know, walking around here, the cameras, the people wanting to get interviews and pictures and everything. Let me ask you this, Tony, because you know we like to keep it real, big fella.
Yes, sir.
That's what we do. Realistically, can this Kings team be a top 4 team in the Western Conference?
I really do believe so. I know that, you know, it's a couple things that's happening here, you know, with the injury to McLaughlin and Trey Lyles, who they definitely need, but we'll find out in a few days, you know, where they stand at. But once they get this thing to rolling, if they can get a good start, I think they can continue this all season long.
Yeah.
You know, and they feel it too. You know, I think with all the pieces falling together, you know, with Malik coming back, hey, the Western Conference better look out. And what I like about what DeMar, we just spoke to him, what he said is you want that type of competition. You want that. So if that's something that you want, why not reach for it? You know, number 4, number 3,
right?
Number 2 or number 1.
Yes.
So I totally agree with you.
Yeah, Tony Ray Harvey's with this. We were just talking about this with the G-Man a moment ago. Doesn't it seem like, even though we know the West is tough, but there are some of the teams getting a little older, and it seems like as good as the conference is, there are opportunities for a team like the Kings, if they can take care of their business, to rise.
Yes, yeah, I agree with you too. They do need to take care of their business, because we don't know what's going to happen, you know, with the Houstons and the New Orleans Pelicans, who they're having these struggles with. Who else there? I don't know what Utah is going to do. I mean, last season I thought they would be doing a little better than they had, but you know, they kind of fizzled out real early. But still have to worry about, you know, these type of teams. The Warriors, you never know. what Steve Kerr and Steph Curry might got cooking.
Right,
They always
right.
like to play the Sacramento Kings. So, but these are games that you need to take care of. Of course, Portland Trailblazers. I mean, they don't seem like they're going anywhere. So
San Antonio.
San
yeah,
Antonio,
yeah.
well,
Right.
San Antonio.
Yeah.
Even though they have some good veteran leadership down there, that they surrounded Wembanyama with, but you just never know. But Kings just need to come out firing on all cylinders and see what they have. I know they kind of like stocked at guard and things like that, but it seemed like these guys can play different positions. I know that DeMar can and stuff, and so we'll see though. But the Western Conference, as usual, it will be an interesting ride.
All order. Yeah.
What do you make of the Timberwolves trade and how that might impact them getting Julius Randle and DiVincenzo?
Wow, oh man, that's a weird trade.
Right?
We were just tweeting about that.
Yes, Kevin and I were just going back and forth with that. I mean, it's a money thing, I understand, but it just came out the woodworks. I have no idea what Minnesota was trying to accomplish with that. Maybe shedding some money off like that, but I think Karl Anthony Towns is going to do well in New York. I'm giving the edge to New York at this point
on that trade. Yeah.
Now, I don't know, was Randall is a good fit for this team. We're going to find out. I believe DiVincenzo, Dante, he will be a big help on the defense. I mean, they were one of the better defensive teams in the league, Minnesota was. So I know, they'll get something good out of him. And he's a three-pointer, shooter. So that'll help out. But man, that's a good one, Kyle.
Yeah.
It's New York Knicks all the way for me. And
I hear you.
Made them that much better.
Right.
Because now, he rebounds well. So you're going to get 22 points and you're going to get 12 rebounds out of him because they done lost him.
Open up the
and
floor.
He can open up the floor. He can shoot those threes too. So that's probably what something that Tibbs was looking for because he coached the kid.
Yeah.
Well, he's not a kid anymore when he was a young man there. So he knows what he's getting. Karl Anthony Towns, but I'm giving the edge to the New York Knicks for sure.
Yeah, Tony Ray Harvey with us. When I look at the West, Tony, Drapes, and I know we've talked about this before. I look at the teams, and for the most part, it's like Dallas, I know what they are. As you mentioned, Utah, Portland, I don't know. I feel like for the most part, I kind of know who is who until I come to Memphis, and that's the team I go, whoa, they scare me a little bit. How about you?
Well, they're, they're fully healthy now. They got Ja Morant. We'll go back, and they got some good people over there. I like, what's his name? Gigi.
Jackson.
Jackson.
He's hurt though, right? Did
He's
you see
hurt.
he got hurt? But still, he's a nice piece for them.
Hurt. You still got Jaren Jackson. The run. They're going to be better than they were last year. I do believe that. The coach will have them competitive, no doubt. But you mentioned Dallas, which was a mid-season shocker. I mean, they did some things, changed up too. Like to see where they're going to go with this squad too. They extended Jason Kidd contract, the young man in the middle. He might be a starter. I think he will be a starter.
Lively?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think he will be a starter this season. And the other guy they got from the Wizards probably be coming off the bench. There'll be a tough go-to, but I'll just go back to what DeMar said. These are the competition. These are the teams that you want to to go up against. And I think the Kings will fare better, a lot better than they did those last two games.
Yeah.
Because remember the first two games that they played Dallas, they kicked the butt pretty easily.
Right.
Then they, made those trades and they got the better of the Kings.
TJ Washington and everything.
Yeah, they made the moves. Do you think the Kings still need to do something roster-wise?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of.
Here's the roster. What don't you like about it?
It's not. Well, it's that 4 and that 5.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are looking at.
I mean, like we've been saying, they're stocked at guards and stuff. So, which is good, but I mean, when you go to your reserve, there's not a whole lot there. Okay, and run up on these teams like the Houstons and the Pelicans, you're going to need some size and you're going to need some length. So I'm kind of, it is a concern. It's a glaring concern. I still think they, still going to compete well, but I still see another move up in there somewhere, fellas.
Yeah.
It almost has to be done,
right.
in that area. I mean, I'm, looking at, press releases come, they're bringing in guards after guards after guards during the offseason. I'm like, wait a minute. You know what I mean?
It's not a 6'5" and under league. Let's go.
Yeah. We need some
No, it is
size.
not, Kevin. So that is a concern. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens there. And hopefully, they, pick out a couple people. I know Mitch Robinson.
He might
probably
be on the move now, right?
Might be on the trading block
Yeah.
here too. So you might want to look at that option. I mean, the Laura marketing, that's deal because you can't touch him for a good season, full season.
Yep. Let me ask you guys this, because I just ESPN just came out with their win projections for the Kings, and you got that on yours? Oh yeah, there you go. All right. Oh, that's the positional.
This is
rankings.
positional rankings.
Yeah, I got their win rankings. They got the Kings finishing 4th in the Western Conference, 49.4 wins. Here's what they say. After averaging 47 wins over the past 2 seasons, the Kings have their most talented roster yet after moving HB for DeRozan in a sign and trade. The question is whether these players will fit as well on the court, given DeRozan, Fox, and Monk their best with the ball in their hands. I remain skeptical the Kings will finish quite this high in the West. Let's see who wrote that. That was ESPN.com insider, Kevin Pelton. Yeah, on the one hand, I like the 49 wins. I like finishing top 4 in the West, but I feel like he shortchanges them a little bit there at the end with even he doubts.
That's like the guy that you were telling us about in the basketball poetry thing.
Yeah.
Who says Kings 19th in the league pass rankings. He goes, I thought they'd be higher.
Right.
Well, that's your rankings.
That's your rankings, right? What do you make of that? 4th in the West, 49 wins.
I'll take it, right?
That's an offer. About right around what I had targeted, but it was probably one of the better reports on Sacramento in the last few days, because I heard you guys talking about basketball poetry and basketball intelligence, and I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, that was. Here's the thing, though, fellas. They got us ahead of the Nuggets, though. I'll take that.
Yes.
They got us behind Dallas, Memphis.
Drapes,
Memphis
like
is number 2.
If that's an offer, the banker's making you that offer. Yes, take it. Right?
Take it.
4th
first
in the West?
round. Home court in the first round and everything
I'll
like that.
It.
Okay,
I'll definitely take it. Like I said, it's one of the better reports that came out in a few days.
Yeah. All right. Tony Ray Harvey, thanks for coming by. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you've been out here a long time. You getting anything accomplished?
I think this is the longest I've been out here, Kevin. This is 3.5 hours. I'm usually gone in 2 hours or 90 minutes.
Well, thanks for sticking around for us.
No problem.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, Tony.
De'Aaron Fox is roaming around. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
thanks,
doing
Tony.
some media interviews. Should
Tell you
be
where
stopping over here next.
Yeah. So De'Aaron Fox coming up with Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports. Thank you, brother.
Millions of views worldwide and countless sold-out shows brings his stand-up set to you. Tony Hinchcliffe. Critics call him a must-see. Don't miss this stand-up comedian, writer, podcast host, and professional wordsmith live in Sacramento. Tony Hinchcliffe. Get tickets at ThunderValleyResort.com.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Get ready to hit the gas on the best power tool deals of the year at Fasteners Tool Outlet. We're revving up the savings with our full throttle one-day DeWalt sale in Sacramento on October 12th only. We are slashing prices on a huge selection of DeWalt power tools like cordless drills, saws, combo kits, and more at costs you won't believe. Get better tools for better prices only at Fasteners Inc., Sacramento's top destination for DeWalt tools. Again, that's October 12th only on Power & Road. For more info, go to fastenersinc.net.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Media Day rolling on here. The Drive Guys. Actually, Media Day starting to wind down, but there's still some big stars roaming around. I just had a pleasant little chat with Slamson, who's here in the building, getting all his media work done, and De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, wait until the riffraff clears out, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I'll come when the Drive Guys are there.
Fashionably late, walks in now, the party can start. Let me ask you this, because you ran over there to say what's up with Slamson. Y'all got a thing? Like, what's the deal with you and Slamson?
Way back when. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good guy. Been in the green room with Slamson before. And, he's unbelievable.
Yes.
He really, really is.
Yes.
And I don't think he does as much as he used to. I'm assuming it's for, insurance reasons and stuff. They're just, it's not safe. They don't let him do some things he used to do. But that guy's an incredible athlete. Amazing.
Flying down from the rafters
with the big,
and everything.
Suit on and everything. So, I hadn't talked to him in a while. It's good to see him.
Okay.
Good to see him. Colby Jones.
Our guy, Colby Jones.
Yeah.
Let's go, big dog. Let's go. I see you. What's up, fam? How you been, man? Good. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Kevin, nice to meet you. Yeah. Colby Jones, I got to tell you, Colby, I was talking to Gary Gerald about you last year before a game, and I mentioned you, and he said, Colby Jones, every time he plays, I just get the feeling like he knows what he's doing. You seemed to play last year with more presence than a lot of rookies play with. Would you feel that way?
Yeah, I feel like just that goes back to my early years. I feel like I had a really good youth coach that really taught me the just fundamentals on how to play the game the right way. So I feel like that's
very poised. Yeah.
So how would you characterize your rookie season, your first year? How would you describe it, if you will?
In one word, I would just say a blessing.
Just
it was a lot of highs and lows, just on the court, off the court. So I just feel like I learned more than anything. I feel like I grew a lot this past year. But just one word I would say it was a blessing.
How would you say you feel now, a year later, after your first media day, and here you are getting ready to start your second season? If you had any advice for you a year ago, what would you tell yourself?
Just to be present. In every moment. I feel like that was the biggest thing that I took away from last year, was just being present. Allow me to just enjoy each little moment, because it's all those memories that happened last year are gone now. So just try to stay present.
He's an old soul.
I know, right?
So
man,
got such a presence.
When I was 22, level. I was wilding out, man. This dude got a good head on his shoulders. My gosh, man, I was in the gutter at 22, man. I'm just being honest with you, yo. Tell me about your off season, man. Anything you wanted to work on specifically? What kind of work you put in this off season?
Just working more on the ball. Just trying to be able to play that combo spot, whether on the ball or off the ball. So getting more comfortable ball handling, obviously my shooting, cardio, and in the weight room as well.
Can you share what you thought when you first heard that it was a possibility that DeMar DeRozan will be coming here?
Yeah, I was with my boys actually when I saw the rumors on Instagram popping up, and we were talking about that'd be crazy for him to come. But you never know when stuff is gonna happen or not. But when it went through, I was obviously super excited. I'm obviously super excited to work with him.
Yeah, what's it been like so far? I know he's been doing his book thing and everything like that. Have you had a chance to interact at all?
He's came to a couple events. Like we had a little thing, little team event earlier in the summer. I saw him there. Went out to dinner with him there. Saw him last night, our little team event. But just watching him, just that his impact he has on the game of basketball, just around the NBA. He's doing his book thing, book signing. I know he had a big event with the rookies there. So just to watch the impact that he has, it's really cool to witness.
You excited at all about watching Domas on Netflix?
Oh yeah,
starting 5,
definitely for sure. Yeah, that's big time. I was telling him the other day when I saw him, but yeah, that's big time. Definitely looking forward to watching it.
You might be in there, right, at some point, right? I don't know. Maybe
A
you
little
even
peak or something.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to put me in there at least once. Come on.
I was talking to Keon Ellis earlier, and one of the things he talked about, I asked him about, was his swag. A lot of people talk about Malik and the way he dresses. How would you compare your swag level, your fit level to Keon, Malik? Some of those, you got a little drip with you too?
And those guys, they go out, they get after it though. With that fashion stuff. I don't know, like I'll have my moments or my days where I'm feeling like, oh, let me put a little fit on. But they're consistent with it. I feel like I'm not consistent with it as enough. But I mean, yeah, they each got their own swag. Everyone has their own little swag they like to go to. But I mean, yeah, Malik definitely got it for sure.
Yeah,
Keon's on his way too.
Colby Jones is our guest. How did your first year in the NBA compare to what you expected it would be like?
I would say it was a little bit different than what I expected. Just based off like playing in the G League and then having to bounce back with the Kings.
Sure.
I didn't realize it would be so much back and forth. But you're having to go do that and then having to come back to practice and then having to go down and play. So it was a big learning adjustment for sure. But I mean, I just can't complain at all.
Right,
of course.
Yeah. One of the things I ask all players out here: who or what has been the biggest influence in their life to help them get to this point? How would you answer that?
I would say, obviously, my family, my parents and my grandparents. They sacrificed a lot at an early age for me just to be able to play like sports. They would sacrifice groceries for the week or groceries for the month for me to just be able to go play for the season.
In Alabama, growing up in Alabama?
Yes, sir, yeah. And then I would also say my AAU coach, I met him when I was in 9th grade, and he's been my mentor ever since then.
What's his name?
Robert Shannon.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So shout out to him. He's actually been having a rough couple months with his heart. He's had a couple surgeries. So he's been in my prayers. But, yeah, he's been a huge, as far as me just off the court, just how to compose myself and how to carry myself. So, yeah.
Colby, you talked about how excited you were when you heard that DeMar DeRozan might be coming here. How about when you heard that, wow, Mike Brown's still going to be here, and then, oh, Malik is staying too? What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, it's great because, like every year you're getting a different team. It's never going to be the same team completely. But when you have those couple core pieces that come back, it always just makes the overall team feel better. And definitely Malik, I mean, he took me under his wing right when I got out here. Kept me under his wing all year, so I was definitely glad to keep my vet in town. And then obviously Coach Brown, the genius he is and the character that he is. I mean, it's great for the organization.
So you're the vet now, right? You're the vet.
You got to ask the older vet. I don't know. I still get.
You got a couple more years.
You're not a rookie, so
not a rookie though.
Yeah, compared to Devin Carter, you're the vet. OG.
Yeah.
Let me ask you though, because Malik was your vet. That got to be, describe that for me. You know what I mean? Just having like Malik in your ear every day, being the vet, being that guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, he's gonna talk shit to you. He's gonna get on you. But it's all from a place of love. I feel like if he's not doing that, then he's not really connected with you, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, he's taught me a lot. Taught me a lot off the court, on the court. So just having someone like that that's been in the league. He's been through the ups and downs, and he really knows the ins and outs. I mean, I feel like that was a perfect vet for me.
Are there areas of your game that you've worked on this summer, areas that you hope to improve in this year that you'd be willing to share with us?
Yeah, really, I'd say just really how to play the point, controlling the game.
You talked about
that. I feel like that. Yeah. And then I feel like a bit of emphasis for me was just continue to work on my shooting, shooting off the dribble. I feel like those were two big components for me.
Yeah, tell me what you're looking forward to this season. How do you make your mark on the squad this season, man?
Yeah, definitely just want to crack that rotation, just get in there, but also do whatever the team needs to be successful at the end of the year, whether that's playing or whether that's sitting on the bench and just competing hard in practice against those guys.
Come on, Colby, you're saying the right things, dude. Ain't no sitting on the bench, bro. I mean, we all want to play, right?
No,
like,
for sure, definitely.
How do you balance that, man? Because I know you want it so badly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just kind of just do whatever you can control. Control what you can control and let everything else take shape.
Right. You guys have the makings of a really good defensive backcourt, don't you?
I definitely agree for sure.
Who's been showing out in workouts so far, man? Anybody adding anything to their game, coming back in tip-top shape where you like, ooh, okay, he added that?
Yeah, I feel like Keon, obviously, I feel like he's on defense. I feel like he keeps getting better.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like
that's
he's
scary.
gotten even better since last year.
That's scary.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, going against, I feel like we're both pushing each other every day. We were all here all summer working out with each other. So just to see his growth. And then I see Boogie Ellis coming in. He's came in, just competed from the start. So it's been great. I feel like it's raised a lot of other people's, like, their level of play as well with him coming in playing like that.
Right. Colby Jones with us. I'm sure you heard a lot about Sacramento fans and the Beam and how loyal they are. And now you've experienced for a year. What was that like?
I mean, it's great. I'll still just be walking my dog outside, and someone will say, "Hey, go Kings!" Like the Beam, what's up, Cole? Like things like that. Like you don't really get that too many other places, and that feels like a home, feels like a community. I'm super grateful to be here with these fans. So yeah, it's been good. It's been great.
All right, Colby Jones joining us here on Kings Media Day. One thing I'm noticing, it just feels more chill, relaxed. Compared to your rookie year, just coming out here, do you feel a different vibe out here this time?
You probably bring a different vibe, don't you?
I kind of like how they did it this year, because last year we were all together.
Right.
This year they kind of split it up.
Oh, is that what happened?
Right here.
Who that?
Mason.
Hey, come here, Mason. Where you at?
Right there. Talk about
Mason
shit.
Jones.
He's at least chill.
I'm still waiting on my reverse Grinches, big fella. Remember that? I like that 15 on you though. Hey, that got special meaning? That got special meaning? Okay.
Jones.
Right. Yeah, Mason Jones. He switched to number 15. So
favorite number.
That's that dude's a hoot, man. You spent some time going back and forth with him too. Like, what kind of chemistry have you guys developed?
Yeah, I mean, especially I feel like the biggest jump we've had is off the court. Just building that. I feel like that's a real good friend I've made. And then on the court, I feel like we could just compliment each other. I feel like we compliment each other well. I feel like that's coming from off the court as well. I feel like we play really well off of one another.
Colby, it's a pleasure to meet you, and it's amazing you play with such poise. And then as we talk to you, it's like, oh, no wonder. That's just what he is, right? He just exudes that kind of confidence and calm. Best of luck to you. Thank you very much for your time.
I appreciate you.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, Colby, my guy. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, baby. All right, now. I'll see you soon.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So, De'Aaron Fox has been making the rounds as well.
Yeah. Fox is about to come over.
De'Aaron Fox is about to come over.
Yeah. Should we
So
take a quick break? Yeah.
Well,
what do
let's
you
see.
think?
Yeah,
keep
we're
it
gonna
here.
keep it
Okay.
here.
All right. Keep it
Yeah,
here. Keep it
here
here
for De'Aaron Fox. It is amazing. Colby Jones talks and his being is just like the way he plays. You know. He's just like,
good kid, man. Really good kid. Yeah. He's and we got to be honest, man. It's going to be tough to crack the rotation. That's the one area where this team is deep, is in the backcourt. I mean, you got, we haven't even talked about, much about Jordan McLaughlin and what he can provide. Where's Boogie Ellis fit in? Kevin Herter, he plays some too as well. And so, when I was talking to Monty earlier, he said the strength of this team is its depth. And I think this team has some versatility too. I know, a lot of people say, oh, they got to get a big man. And I get that.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah, but you can run DeMar at a small ball 4 too, if you wanted to. Keegan is obviously a 4, and so you could really, one of the things, Brad Stevens in Boston used to always talk about, and I don't know if it's still like this, but this was about 5 years ago, positionless basketball. And
Vivek's talked about that since he's been here.
Yeah, Vivek's been talking. And I think, when you look at this Kings team, man, being able to switch defensively, interchangeable, it's I think that's something they've strive for in building this roster. And so I can't wait to see it, man. It's a week from Wednesday, our first game.
The other thing, of course, is you've got a lot of talent here. Monty has the luxury, does he not, of seeing how this all fits together before deciding what he wants to do next, if anything.
Right. And
he may not have to do anything.
Yeah. And that's, one thing he talked about today is, just because nothing hasn't been done, he's like, let me see what happens during training camp. Maybe something will pop open, trade deadline. You just never know. And that's the thing about Monty, and he's talked a lot about it. Like, adding to this roster and building this team isn't just, all right, we're going to do it during the summer. All right, we're going to do it it's like an ongoing process, right? Every day you're looking for ways to improve the team, opportunities. And so I would not be shocked if, the Kings don't make some sort of move at some point before the trade deadline.
Speaking of the power forward position, in the Athletic today, they had some rankings, NBA positional rankings. Each team ranked positionally against the other club. So point guard, for example, point guard category, the Kings were rated the 10th best in the league, best point guard situation.
Really?
Not just starters, but yeah, Dallas was number 1. Kings ranked 10th.
Okay.
Shooting guard, the Kings ranked, according to The Athletic, 22nd.
Dang, that's
Minnesota was number
disrespect.
1. Yeah. Small forward, the Kings ranked 6th in the NBA. Boston number 1. Power forward, the Kings ranked 20th in the NBA. Milwaukee number 1. And then at center, the Kings ranked 4th, according to The Athletic, with Denver number 1. So there again, that power forward position, that's members of the media looking at that. They rank them 20th, and then shooting guard 22nd. That's just because whoever put this list together doesn't know what Keon Ellis can do.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Really?
Keon changes it all. But I go back to what we just talked about, Whitey, and I know, The Athletic broke it down, point guard. We got guys that can play multiple positions.
You're right.
DeMar DeRozan isn't just a small forward. He's a shooting guard. So if we run a DeMar as shooting guard, are we 20th or whatever it was?
To a degree, that doesn't matter when you break it down.
Right.
You're right.
It doesn't matter. And so I could argue when I look at our starting 5, and I haven't even looked at other teams, we probably, in my eyes, have a top 10 starting 5 in the league when you add in a DeMar DeRozan. You got 3 guys that can get you 20 on any given night. I'm going to throw Keegan Murray in there as well. And you got one of the best two-way guys in the league in Keon Ellis. I think people sleeping on this starting unit. And then to that point, let's say Keon is starting. To have a Kevin Huerter, to have a Malik Monk come off the bench, guys that on any given night can get you 20 points, I think that's going to be huge for the Kings.
I know we're here on Media Day to talk basketball. I have a football note on Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, you got some an update on? Hold up, big fella. What you got?
This is from Adam Schefter, NFL and ESPN. The Achilles tendonitis that Christian McCaffrey is suffering in his right leg is now in both legs. According to this report. So there remains a major question on when he will return. That's according to Adam Schefter. We know that yesterday, Ian Rappaport, NFL Media, had reported that Christian McCaffrey's treatments in Germany went well, and he's expected to run on hard ground soon. And now the report comes out that he has Achilles tendonitis in his right Achilles and his left Achilles.
Our boy Nate's over here, broken up. And Nate's like, give me the headset.
I'm sorry,
I got to jump in. I got to jump in.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that this has been the case for a while, and now it's just coming out.
It's not something that spreads.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It's not
It ain't like he's been working, running.
He
on
better
it.
not be giving it to Fred Warner or anything. It better not be contagious. No, that's crazy. I mean, my opinion just from hearing that is that it's been a thing for a while. They've kept it under wraps. They were going to keep the Germany thing under wraps, but I think some photos got leaked. The Niners don't like to be out and open. I mean, you listen to what happened week 1 with Jordan Mason when he lied or not lied, whatever that was in the post game.
Yeah.
And then he came out in the presser and he was like,
he didn't lie. He told the truth.
Yes,
is what he did.
Right,
exactly.
Yeah, he told the truth.
And then he came out and was like, I hate media. It's like, and here we are at Media Day. So.
Fellas, Whitey, I keep going back to this. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Kevin Garnett all over again in Boston, where, no, he'll be back. No, we're going to ramp him up. Then a new report comes out. And then you look up, it's going to be November, December, and it's like, what happened? I mean, I don't know where these leaks are coming from.
The difference is Shaq was 50 years old in Boston.
Yeah, but Kevin Garnett wasn't. And CMC for a running back is getting up there in years. Let's keep it real. I mean, it's not like he's a spring chicken. What is he, 28, 29, something like that?
Yeah.
And so, Nate, are you concerned? Let's keep it real, big fella. You got to have a little bit of concern.
Oh, for
about
sure.
CMC.
For sure. Especially since, early in the season, they're like, if it was a playoff, if it was a regular season game, we'd play him. If it was a playoff game, we'd play him. So they kept elevating
that's it, Nate. That's what's scary is that you don't know what's going on because they obviously haven't been very forthcoming.
Yeah,
and that's their right. But still, you wonder. I don't know if anything you've told me is true now.
So we've talked about this obviously a lot on Styles and Watkins, and I remembered we played this audio. Richard Sherman, when his Achilles popped. His last year in Seattle, I think it was, he went to the presser right after the game on crutches and just was like, we all knew it was going to go, and today was the day. So, and then you get Allen, who's popped his Achilles, and it's just like you're hearing all these horror stories. I really hope that isn't the case. I hope, I don't know if Richard Sherman was getting stem cells or what the deal was, but
I don't think it's popped because he's like walking around on the side.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying, like,
but it's injured worse than we thought.
Like Richard Sherman may have, I don't know if he had tendonitis beforehand or what, but it seems like the writing is on the wall before something major happens. And I'm knocking on wood every day. Every day.
So let me ask you this, fellas. As we wait on De'Aaron Fox, we see him right there. Has JP Mason shown you enough to make you think we'll be okay without CMC?
No, it's like Shanahan said yesterday. He said, yeah, we've got guys that can do it, but nobody does it like Christian McCaffrey on third down.
Well,
because he's so versatile. And JP Mason, they've been throwing him the ball a little more. And he's
trying to get him in that.
But as good as he's been running the ball, and he's been great, he doesn't bring the dimensions that CMC brings.
My biggest issue, too, is like they put Debo in the I formation in the backfield. I hate that. He's like a step behind. I don't know whose fault that is, but he's not a natural running back. And then Jordan Mason, they're not putting him at receiver like they are with CMC.
Right.
They're not moving him all over the field.
There.
They're not having a pistol back there with CMC or with
they don't feel they
JP.
can.
Yeah. So when you see like Juszczyk getting more touches, I think more running more routes and stuff, which I like. It's just not the same. I think Jordan Mason, this team is a Super Bowl caliber team with him. But obviously with CMC, it's next level. So
So who knows what it means? But again, Adam Schefter today says the Achilles tendonitis that Christian McCaffrey is suffering in his right leg is now in both legs. So there remains a major question on when he will return. And that can't have happened like that where he's fine and then one day now they both hurt.
No, I think it's been under the radar. That's all speculation though. I don't have any obviously inside track on that, but I think it's probably been an issue they've been working on for a while, and I think stem cells, might get the job done. Hopefully, at least.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Still,
again, the official word is they expect him back by mid-November. On the other hand, they also say nobody knows. So how in the world can you expect him back by mid-November? Anyway, what happened to your team yesterday?
Oh, dude, that's a terrible matchup for us.
Yeah,
We're banged up. Like, if I'm correct in our picks,
you did. I know you saw it coming. Yeah.
What happened is what I fully expected to happen to the Eagles yesterday in Tampa. Yeah, man. It's sort of like the Pelicans versus the Kings.
Yeah.
I feel like Tampa, they feel like they own Philly now. Like the Bucks own the Eagles. They go in super confident. And the Eagles, let's keep it real, they were super banged up. I mean, it's just a bad matchup. And you got a team in Tampa that feels like they could do whatever they want. And so that's what happened yesterday.
Did AJ Brown play? I forget.
No, he was out.
He didn't. And then
Devontae was out. Yeah.
So that's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think Sirianni makes it through the year? Because I think he's going to get canned.
I think so, too. I think he's hanging on by a thread right now. And here's the thing about it, too. All right, Big Nick. Here's the thing about it, fellas. I gotta say hi.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I gotta do.
It's your world. We're living in it.
That's your guy.
That's my guy. That's my guy right there. Hooked Nate up with Waters, right? Did he bring? Was that the guy I asked for Waters?
I had to talk to Michael.
Oh, get out of here! He said he was going to go get some, right?
Yeah, I'm not throwing to anyone. I already did. So whatever.
Oh man. So
it's okay.
I don't even remember what we were talking about, man.
The Eagles being bad.
Yeah, it's just and Sirianni, he's hanging on by a thread, and I feel
like
I
didn't get him ready to play.
Right,
be careful.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah. Especially in Philly, man.
Yeah,
that is a dangerous sentence.
But here's the thing, too, guys. If I'm the Eagles, I think on paper you have enough talent to make some noise.
Mm-hmm.
There has to come a point this season where you got to say we either got to get rid of this guy before it's too late. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you're 2-2. You're good. What you got there, big fella? Which one is that? Oh, Slamson. Okay. Oh, here comes De'Aaron Fox right now. You're 2-2. You're still in the mix, but if you go to 2-3, 2-4, then it's something I'm concerned about, and Sirianni might not make it through.
Yeah, highlight of our media day coming up here. The one and only De'Aaron Fox about to join us here. Drive guys as we roll on. Media day.
So what you play? How you been, man?
How are you?
Good.
Yeah. De'Aaron Fox joining us here on Sacktown Sports.
Oh, that's the new one right there, huh? De'Aaron Fox, the news. Yeah. Really, man, that's crispy right there. That's looking good. De'Aaron Fox joining us. I think we're the final thing before he's able to get out of here.
We're the only thing keeping you from freedom.
They didn't tell you we got you for 30 minutes today, though. They didn't hey, tell you that. What's this like for you, man? What, going into your 8th year now?
Year 8.
Yeah. What's it like now?
Man, it's surreal. Like the time really does fly by.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm in a blessed place. So
yeah. Hey, De'Aaron, given that you've been here as many years as you have, how nice is it this year to be starting your 3rd year with this regime and this coach?
I think that's the best part. I think like you're coming into a season knowing that you give yourself you have a chance every single night that you go out there, and it wasn't always like that. So I feel like we're in a good place. I feel like guys have been here, guys have been putting in work, playing 5-on-5, trying to get into as much game shape as you possibly can. Like it's really hard to replicate that, but I think guys are ready.
Tell me about your off season, man, because you've done a lot. You know, a new baby, went over to China. What's it been like for you this off season?
It's been great, man. Obviously, I don't want my off season to be this long again.
Right.
We definitely had a great off season. Obviously, had a baby. I had to go to China right after having a baby, and then the new shoe coming out.
Yes,
it's been a great off season, but I was ready to get started.
Yeah. Can you share with us? We're just asking Colby about this. What it was like for you when you first found out, however you found out, probably before the rest of us, that DeMar might be coming here. How did you feel? What was that like?
So whenever it was a process. But whenever I found out that, he had interest in coming here, I got his number, hit him, let him know how much we would want him, how much I thought that he could help us, and we can help him, how much I could help him, how much I can personally help him, how much he could help me. And, I think he was sold on obviously what we're building here. He doesn't have 10 years left to play. So, he has that short window where he's trying to win. He's still playing at a high level and he's trying to win. And the fact that he chose us to come, he chose to come here, and he feels like he has a chance to win a championship here. I feel like tells a lot about where we are now as an organization, getting a free agent like that.
It does speak to what you guys have put together.
Building now.
Yeah. And we're in the same boat. Obviously, I have more time than him, but I don't have time to waste.
Right. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Hey, D Fox, take me back to the California Classic when you and DeMar walked out. And I look at certain moments in Sacramento, sort of like movies, Domas' first game, first playoff game. Describe what that was like, man.
It was dope. So I was basically here all day, upstairs in the meetings, everything. I was for everything except for him signing a contract or whenever that happened. But I was working out. He came. Well, I worked out. I think I worked out. No. I was up there. I was upstairs with him in Mike's office first. We chopped it up for a bit with some of the coaches. I left, came down, worked out. They had whatever meetings they had with him and his agent. And that's when I originally found out that he was coming, that they agreed on something. So I was in the middle of my workout. They came, stopped my workout, told me about it. So that was great news. And then obviously we go to the game. Everybody else finds out about it. Like he's not just pulling up here for nothing. So it was definitely a surreal day. And just being able to watch. I mean, I've watched DeMar DeRozan since I was in middle school. So being able to play on his team, but at this time it's different. Like when I first came in the league, like we had guys, but they were on the tail end, like they were just about done. He's still playing at a high level, so I think it's a lot different.
May I ask you? You said something really interesting. You said when you talked to him initially, you discussed how he could help you guys. You said you told him how you could help him. May I ask what you told him in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, just being able to take pressure off. We draw the same type of defender. Like 9 times out of 10, if the Bulls played against someone, whoever guarded DeMar DeRozan was guarding De'Aaron Fox the next game. So being able to take who's the best defender going to take? Is he going to take me tonight or is he going to take you tonight? And I feel like that we help each other in that aspect. And then, we want to be able, obviously he doesn't take a lot of threes, but the way that we touch the paint, the way that I touch the paint, Malik, Domas, the way that we all get downhill, we can make those easy shots for him. So like, it's not like we're coming in like, you got to be able to take 3 catch and shoot. 3 off the dribble threes. You don't have to do that. If you get 3 or 4 catch and shoot threes, these are, some of the easiest shots.
Right.
You see those go in, it makes the rest of the game a whole lot easier. And then in that aspect for him, the way he gets downhill, I think his playmaking is underrated. And then me as a shooter, I shot 39% from catch and shoot threes last year, but I was only shooting like 2 a game. I think I ended up shooting, like 6 something or maybe 7 threes a game, but 5 of them were off the dribble. So
yeah.
if we can change that to only where 2 maybe off the dribble, and then I'm getting 5 or 6 catch and shoot ones, makes the game a whole lot easier.
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox joining us here. Foxy, a lot of times on Media Day we talk about expectations. What's your expectations for the team this season? And I say top 4, second round minimum. Like, do you guys ever think like that, or is it championship expectation? How do you view that?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we made the playoffs last year, then I think people are looking at us a little bit different. Like, oh, this is a team that could contend because we built off of what we did the year before. But for us, I mean, we want to. Everybody in here wants to win a championship, and I feel like last year, maybe if we didn't get hurt at certain times, then we could be in a whole different situation. But in the day, whatever happened last year. But for us, we think that we were right there. We're bringing in a guy who makes us a whole different team, a whole lot better as a team. So we feel like, we want to win a championship at the end of the day.
Yeah, when you look at what you have at home, you got 2 children now. Congratulations. You look at the fact that you have potentially a huge payday on the horizon. Can you share with us how big this season is for you professionally and personally?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm not really – extensions have been, offered, but for me, I wasn't thinking about that. That's not really what I'm thinking about at the time. I'm trying to do whatever it takes to get this team over the hump. And then personally, my family's continuing to grow. We're continuing to be better for each other every single day. And it's great being able to watch kids grow every day, night in and night out. So
it's miraculous.
It's hectic, but it's fun. It's great being able to kind of and have your print on a child.
Tell me about these new Fox Ones, man, that you rocking here. Let me let me see.
I'm about to take them off. I'm about to
so
take them
people
off
can
anyway.
see. Yeah. I want to see these things, man.
It's funny. These are Renos.
Oh, for real?
Because I had been working out in mine, and we didn't get them out soon enough, so these won't be played in. These are Renos. I had to wear his for media day, so mine wasn't beat up a little bit.
Right. I get it. Tell me about the design, though, man. What went into this?
Yeah, so the bottom. I don't know if you've seen the Curry ones. So the bottoms is kind of like that. Obviously, we didn't have super long time to make them, but I was big on the strap. The bloodlines. It was Brandon Jennings' shoe. 10 some years ago. I was like, I really wanted a strap, and then we kind of talked about, okay, we do a strap, we can do a fox tail. So that'll be a cool concept. So with every different shoe, every different colorway, the strap will probably be a different material because they're going to tell stories.
Really?
And then if you touch the tongue, it's like hair.
Fox
hair. And then the logo was big thing.
Right.
Big thing on the logo. I didn't want a logo like everybody else, just having your initials in the logo.
So the Fox.
So we got real creative with it. So I think it's a dope concept, and I think whenever people start seeing other colorways, I think it's gonna really come together. So
how excited were you when you saw them?
These can't be called like the beam. These are called the beam.
The beam, right.
When you first saw the finished product, how excited were you?
Man, I was ecstatic. To start, he gave me 50, 60 different artworks, and he's like, circle which ones you like. So I'm going through it. I'm liking these. Start putting some stuff together. And obviously, I've never made a shoe before, so I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
So it was some certain things, and I think it came out really well.
No, these are not. You've already seen some colorways that's in the works here. That's coming up.
Some fire.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm gonna debut a new colorway for the first game of the season.
Yeah.
These come out in December. There's 2 that actually come out before it.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna debut the second colorway for a while.
Okay.
The first, and I wore these for media day because everybody's already seen these.
Yeah, we've seen these on social and everything.
These are the third ones that'll come out, but the first ones that'll come out, I'm gonna wear those for the first game of the season.
You know how big this is, though. For a kid from Texas, you know how this is made. I grew up in Philly. I dreamed of stuff like this. Now you got it, man.
Yeah, it's funny. So I actually, before we left Houston, went back to my high school, and we gave them everybody on the boys and girls varsity basketball team a pair of the Swipers that are only made for side legs for my high school.
Your high school, yeah.
So it's an all silver. We're Spartan, so it got the Spartan logo. It's a silver tail, but the end of the tail is red. So
that's pretty sweet. That's
nice.
It's
a dope colorway. So only those kids have them. Only those kids get those.
It's good stuff.
I'll have a pair. Of course, I gotta get myself a pair. So I'll have
right. You gotta have one too.
I'll have a pair of those. Maybe I might wear those.
What size you wear, by the way? I'm just asking.
12 and a half.
I'm saying I'm a 13.
I'm a 12 off the court.
Okay.
I play in the 12 and a half.
You play in the 12 and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this though, too, because I heard
he's got to get going here.
He got to go. All right, last question. Last question, D Fox. I heard DeMar doesn't lace his shoes up. Have you ever tried that?
No,
I
would not do that.
Right.
I know. I didn't used to lace my shoes super tight though.
Okay.
Like, they would be moderate.
Let them breathe a little bit.
Yeah, I'd never, because then if I tied them too tight, I felt like I'm squeezing my foot, and it was never
right.
comfortable.
Right.
But him not lacing them up at all is
That's
wild.
crazy.
Like, I saw the on Lonzo's thing.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, like, I looked down," or maybe it was Jeff T.
Yeah, it was Jeff T's
Like,
podcast.
I looked down
yeah.
and those shoes not even tied.
Yeah.
So, no, I could never do that.
And he's giving 30 in untied shoes.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Wild. His shoes don't come off. That's kind of crazy.
Man, so when can people get these?
My autographs right here.
Yeah, when these hitting stores and everything?
So these will be December 27th.
Okay.
The second ones come out December 20th, my birthday.
Okay.
And then the first ones come out December 6th.
Oh, right in time for Christmas and everything.
Just in time for the holidays. Because Steph's having some stuff that's coming out too, so we don't want to clash.
You know, I could talk to you for all night about this stuff. I want to ask you about China and everything, man. You had a crazy offseason, man.
I had a hell of an offseason.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get to work, man.
All right.
Best of luck this year.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate
Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, sir. Always.
Yes. De'Aaron Fox. We're back with more from Media Day Drive Guys next on Sacktown Sports.
Want the boss of breakfast burritos? Gotta be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Model year end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. With the kids back in school, now is the perfect time to go buy a new Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV. I have one and I love it. And I'm not the only one in my family that loves it. My 12-year-old daughter loves it. In fact, just the other day when I was about to drop her off to school, she said, "Dad, are we taking the nice car out?" And I said, "Yeah, honey, we're taking the Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV." She was so excited to ride in it, and she was so excited to show it off to her friends. She loves the fact that it has seat cooling, seat massaging, and oh yeah, extra room in the back seat for all of her friends. If you don't believe me, just see for yourself. Go test drive one now at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. You'll see how the car drives, the comfort it has, and the speed it has on the open road. Just head on down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or online anytime at mbofstockton.com.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America NA.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Since you probably can't afford your own sports psychologist, Golf Monthly's Fergus Bissett offers 5 golf psychology tips to help you play better. First, stay in the present. If your mind is ahead of you, how can you focus on the shot at hand? Second, every shot is a new challenge. The objective of every shot is to get the ball in the hole in the least amount of strokes. Go do it. 3, the past is the past. Many of us dwell on the past. Not good. Clear your mind and move on to the next shot. 4, never surrender. Some give up on their rounds too quickly. Your fortunes on the course can change with one swing or one decent break. Lastly, stay positive on the greens. If you're having one of those days where the putts don't drop, focus on the positives. If you're putting on your intended line, that's a good thing. Keep it up and they'll begin to fall. And remember, it's a game, so go out there and have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
When it comes to fighting for families and protecting kids, no one works harder than our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover. A member of the Bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus, Hoover has worked across party lines and proposed tougher penalties for fentanyl crimes, stricter sentences for drug trafficking near schools, and RILA's law to make sure anyone who abuses a child is held accountable. A former school board member, Josh has fought to support school police officers, prohibit homeless encampments near schools, and increase funding for school facilities. Josh Hoover knows that families have been paying more for everything from gas and groceries to utilities and insurance. In the Assembly, Josh is working to provide relief to families, reduce the cost of housing, and stop Gavin Newsom from raising gas prices even more next year. Josh Hoover is making a difference for our families, our community, and our future. Our voice, our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover.
Paid for by Hoover for Assembly 2024.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Silverado savings spectacular now at Maida Chevy with $13,000 off MSRP. Every new Silverado half-ton LTZ in stock after rebates. $12,500 off every Silverado half-ton High Country after rebate. And $11,000 off all new Silverado half-ton RSTs exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Whatever Silverado you choose, you'll save thousands at Maida Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Must trade in 2010 model year or newer. Ends 9/30/24.
Get ready to hit the gas on the best power tool deals of the year at Fasteners Tool Outlet. We're revving up the savings with our full throttle one-day DeWalt sale in Sacramento on October 12th only. We are slashing prices on a huge selection of DeWalt power tools like cordless drills, saws, combo kits, and more at costs you won't believe. Get better tools for better prices only at Fasteners Inc., Sacramento's top destination for DeWalt tools. Again, that's October 12th only on Power Inn Road. For more info, go to fastenersinc.net.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Right? And they start thinking they're all kind of duckling like, oh, this is going to be fun again. And I'm like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
Brendan says, yeah, sorry. We actually did a podcast, the three of us, and it was really good, but I deleted it. So we have to do it again.
Oh,
here is Brendan Nunez. Yeah.
Come on, Nate.
Got to get his
pot him up for me, Nate.
Yeah,
pot him up.
His audio's out.
Nate on some amateur hour right now.
No, amateur hour here. Nate is already packed up and ready to go.
Yeah, I'm deleting podcasts. It is what it is. I clear out our streaming platform for all the shows to make sure there's always room.
Yeah.
And so since I was already on there recording a podcast, thought it'd be good. I might as well clear it out.
He cleared
it
out.
And I just am on the phone with Frank and instantly cleared out the one that we 5 minutes after we finished it.
Really?
Had to make a
How
phone
long
call,
was
like,
it? An
hey,
hour?
guys,
What?
Like a little over an hour. It was tough. Like, hey, Hunter, what you doing next week? So we got it in though. We ended up working out.
Yeah. You having fun today? I think. Well, you tell me because you're
Fun's
doing
one way to put it. Yeah.
Okay. You're covering this for, I assume, SackdownSports.com. What's the single biggest takeaway today for you? I have one, but how about you?
Yeah, I think I like Mike Brown's climbing together slogan that he's going with. And it was a little funny to me to ask different guys. He had a guest speaker come in and talk with the team yesterday, a professional mountain climber, and kind of use that metaphor a lot.
Wow.
And there's a specific mountain, starts with like ACO or something. Not going to lie, I'm not a big mountain guy, if you couldn't tell.
He doesn't remember his
that he
sixth
has
grade
on the
teacher's
back.
name, by
Yeah,
the way.
we got there. I got there eventually,
I don't
by the way.
remember my sixth grade.
Really? There we go.
Sixth grade. I don't even remember sixth grade.
That was me too.
No, there's certain teachers I remember, like third grade, Miss Gilman, fourth grade
ones that made an
Spanish,
impact.
Miss Rossi. But no, you remember all your teachers?
Yeah.
See, I'm glad I'm not alone.
You know why?
Grapes.
Back then, they only had one teacher, 1 through 12. So no, I'm messing with you.
That's crazy.
All right, where are we going with
I mean, for the most part, I think like his coach's metaphor was kind of funny to me, saying that at the same time, the risk involved in their sport is if you mess up, like you get another chance. In mountain climbing, 1 in 3 people, that make those sort of trips.
Yeah, the mountain climbing analytics are very harsh.
It's pretty crazy. So kind of funny to ask some of the other dudes. We got some chuckles at how that may have went yesterday, but the metaphor's interesting.
I
It's
thought
very
it was
Mike
interesting
Brown to me.
also, that he told Styles and Watkins that starting lineup right now is Keon Ellis is the 2-guard.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. And
Okay.
he said, like Malik coming off the bench, and he talked about, Ginobili and the impact of a great 6 man. And he said, Kevin Huerter's hurt right now. So he said, right now, the starting lineup is Keon's at the 2-guard.
Okay. I wonder how that could change with injuries, and seeing what that could look like for Kevin. I think he has a 6 months timetable from when the initial injury took place. So interested to see how Kevin, if he just is able to walk back into that spot a little bit. I feel like traditionally it's how you don't lose your spot because of injury, but I don't know how much that holds true in every given place. That's interesting because Keon didn't seem like he was very sure on if he was going to be in that starting spot. Yeah, he's a little on, I'll do whatever it takes.
He doesn't care, huh?
Coming off the bench.
Keon. What was your biggest takeaway from here, though? Talking to the guys, who stood out to you? Anybody say anything in the media scrum that stood out to you?
I think for the most part, there's like an energy around DeMar DeRozan being on the team. You know, this guy is, I think it's top 40 in all-time points scored. He's right below Steph on the all-time list. They came in at the same draft class. So just to put into perspective how much of a bucket this guy has been in his whole career, like Isaac Jones is saying, like, man, that's DeMar DeRozan. I used to play him in 2K.
Oh,
you know what I
shoot.
mean?
Okay.
So I think that there's an energy that comes with DeMar and an expectation that comes with that as well, because obviously he's coming here because he wants to win. So I think there's a pressure from his teammates, not only to help him reach that goal, but also a realization of like belief. I forget who it was, but somebody said they're a big believer in belief. It might have been Mike Brown. And having a guy like that, DeMar, that's been through so much, future Hall of Famer, I think really adds to that. And you could feel the way that everybody was talking about the energy being different with him being in the building.
Brendan, you know what De'Aaron said that kind of buckled me almost. He was sitting right there and we were talking about recruiting DeMar, and he said, I told DeMar how he could help us, and I told him how I could help him, taking pressure off him. And then he looked at me and looked at Drapes, and he said, we're kind of similar. He said, I have more time than him, but I don't have any time to waste.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Okay. I overheard that. I was
that
was
was
a bar,
impressive, right? That was a bar,
I clipped it and posted on social media right away. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I was like, that is a great line, De'Aaron. I can only imagine how like cool this has got to be for him at this point. You know, he was saying that he always jokes with Keegan, you're lucky you didn't have to go through essentially what he did. You know, De'Aaron was on this team for a long time when they were not good, to be blunt. And so now he gets to sort of reap the rewards of that, of being the face of this franchise, essentially, and leading them to a point where they get the chance to compete. So not only, you know, what he can bring to DeMar, but the fact that DeMar, he was a big piece in him willing to come here, I think says a lot about the talent De'Aaron has, and he could have another step in his game too.
What's it going to take to be a top 4 team or to reach whatever expectations this Kings team has? What needs to go right?
Yeah, I think it's a level of consistency, and I think you can look at that more on the offensive end. Just touch on the defense real quick. I think the physicality is a big part for sure. Second half of last season, refs let you play a little bit more physical, and all of a sudden the Kings end up top. They were 9th in defensive rating post All-Star break because you're allowed to play physical, and Keon Ellis a big part of that. But I think the nights where you lost to Houston twice, you lost to Portland in a tough game, Charlotte. I want to say there was a close Detroit game that they ended up winning, but Detroit almost stopped their streak during that run. And I think adding somebody like DeMar really helps just stabilize things. So take care of business
at both ends of the floor,
on both ends, actually. You know, he guards up a little bit. Mike Brown mentioned that he can play more physical. He called it old man strength. He hesitated a little, call him old, understandably, but can guard bigger a little bit like HB did. But I think having that consistency, still fight against these top teams and take care of business against the lower ones.
Brendan, I don't know if you had a chance to ask Monty about this at all, but what do you think of the roster? A lot of people look at this and say, wow, at the 4, they don't have much depth. I'm just wondering what your opinion is of that take.
Yeah, I think it really looks at DeMar and Keegan as the two that you're asking to guard up a little bit more. Like I just mentioned, DeMar, a little bit of that strength and a physical game to him on the offensive end, I think translates to the defense as well. He's also seen LeBron more than anybody else on this team, if we're talking that type of guy. Kawhi in there as well. So I think that that's what you're looking at. And then also for Harrison, for Keegan, excuse me, he's known going into this offseason that you're going to have to guard up a little bit. So he said that he's been working on that a little bit. I accidentally just said Harrison. In absence of Harrison, Keegan's going to have to guard up a little bit, and he acknowledged that today. So you have these good guard defenders with Keon, Devin, eventually, or De'Aaron there as well. Like, you need Keegan to guard up a little bit.
Yeah. Minnesota made a big trade.
Yeah, wild.
Not official yet, though, right?
Not official. Not official.
That must have been so annoying at their media day.
Right? I know. The guys, it's not official, but they're working through it. Let's say it does go through. Could this actually hurt them more than it helps them, adding a guy like Randall to what they have going on?
Yeah, I'm not a big Julius Randle guy, like specifically in fit. I like his mindset. He plays hard. I have a lot of respect for guys like that. Yeah, for sure. You know, you're going to get everything when every night that he steps on the floor. But I do think that that's not a short-term move for them. You know, it's opening up more flexibility down the line. It's saying, like, Ant is our guy, and we think that he can do this with or without Cat, essentially. And they have a little bit more flexibility moving forward. Like, can you keep Naz Reid moving forward? Can you keep Nickeil Alexander-Walker? They just got Rob Dillingham in the draft.
Right.
Are you going to be able to be flexible when the trade deadline comes or next offseason? So I think it kind of unquestionably makes them worse in the immediate.
Yeah.
But to what extent, we'll see, because a lot of their strength last year was being the best defense in the league. Right. And I think that'll still be the case. I don't love the immediate fit, though.
Yeah, see if I have this right. So you had the amount of money you're paying Cat. You move that and get 2 guys basically for that amount. One of them could be leaving.
Right.
If Randall leaves, then you've got that opened up. And I know one of the reasons they used as justification for the trade is, hey, now it's Anthony Edwards. But I think it will be a little more difficult for him without Cat spreading the floor and creating more room for him to get to the basket.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. I think that New York's going to benefit from that on the other side of that. But I think that definitely makes a difference. Having another guy that can bail you out, that gets that sort of respect from defenses, absolutely makes a difference. And, to play the other side, like Naz Reid actually really became a big piece last year, won that 6th man of the year. I think Malik would tell you the same probably. But, I think that he can help fill that spot a little bit of spacing the floor, obviously not fully to the same extent, but there's something there for sure. And I think that, they'll miss Cat in the immediate for sure. And even just like what he meant to that team. You know, the same way we're talking about De'Aaron fighting through the bad years, and now finally he's on a great team. Like Cat just went through that, and then they shipped him off. So
there's an opportunity in the West right there, right?
There
That
is.
just
I mean,
opened up
I think it makes
theoretically.
room. You know, they were one of those teams that I had like solidified in that top 3 or 4 sort of, and now it's like, let's see how this goes.
Yeah, ESPN, we talked about this earlier, has the Kings at around 49 wins, 4th in the Western Conference. You think that's doable this season?
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Okay.
You know, I'm curious to see how the adjustment process goes. I think a lot about Milwaukee last year when Dame got there. It's like, oh, that fit should be pretty easy, you know, makes sense. It still took a sec.
Yeah.
And there was off-court things as well, different injuries and stuff that guys are going through. But I think that we'll know pretty early on in the year what the regular season is going to kind of look like. If they're gelling pretty quick, I think that's going to stick throughout the year. If DeMar fits in well and smoothly on the offensive end, I think it's going to be more of them playing their same style and DeMar fitting into that rather than vice versa. Although obviously there's a little bit of making sure you're optimizing DeMar in there. But I think that if they click quickly, that could really mean that we're talking 50 wins, maybe a couple more. But I think that 49 mark is about right.
You say
where
if
I'm
they
at.
click quickly? That's not
Click
easy to
quickly.
say.
Yeah. Say it
Well
3
done.
times.
Quickly.
One of the things we've said is that as you look at DeMar coming in and how that may change things here or there, Malik may have the biggest adjustment to make theoretically. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think there's an aspect of that. I think like his big strength and why I thought he's been so optimized coming off the bench is the playmaking that he brings, that you let him have the ball in his hands a little bit more. And is that going to happen less with DeMar on the roster? I think that's an interesting thing to see how it goes. You know, when Devin Carter is back and healthy, I think then we have the real logjam questions at that point, at that 2-guard spot or whatever you want to call it. Malik Monk earlier got called a shooting guard about the logjam thing. He's like, I'm not a shooting guard. I asked him what he was later. He's like, I'm a guard. Whatever that means. Malik. So yeah, I mean, I think that it will be a little bit of an adjustment, but he's a guy that we've seen, whether he's the primary ball handler or whether he's next to De'Aaron, he still finds a way to be effective.
Yeah, exactly. Brendan Nunez joining us. Keegan Murray, what's the leap for him? Where does he go from here? Because he could be an X factor as a 4th option. This dude can be pretty good. Where do you see Keegan this season?
I think it's a little bit of a mindset thing. Like we saw, well, defensively, I think he does need to guard up a little bit more. And maybe that strength means a little less quickness, but I don't know. I think ideally he's a guy that can do both. So being able to switch really 1 to 4, 1 to 5 eventually at some point in his career. And I hate using the 1 to 5 like it's a big marker. There's some 5s that's just not happening. Don't get me wrong. But then also maintaining the consistency on the offensive end, knocking down the threes at a good rate. Last year was a little bit down from his rookie season. And I think a lot of it, the mindset though, is this is an equal opportunity offense. It's, you got to recognize your moments and take it. And if Keegan, if you just made 2 shots in a row, don't play second fiddle to DeMar. Like, you know, say something like, let me get this one, you know? And I think that there's an aspect of, you know, he's a second-year guy, but it seems like all his teammates enable him to do that. So I think offensively, a big step would just be him calling his own number a little bit more at the appropriate times, obviously.
Thanks for being ready when we called your number.
No
Brendan.
problem.
We appreciate it very much. We'll be back, wrap things up here from Media Day at the Gold One Center. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
I didn't expect to, but I need to get a new health insurance plan. The good news is I found Health Markets. Health Markets lays out plans available to you. They have access to more than 200 carriers across the country. And if you need help, you can just speak with a licensed insurance agent.
For real personalized service, call Health Markets at 855-680-8222 to speak to a licensed insurance agent. That's 855-680-8222. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide except in Massachusetts. Paid actor per trail.
Most tax pros leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax break.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at turbotax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at turbotax.com/beatyourprice.
When shopping for a new car, what do you want? A great selection? A low monthly payment? More for your trade? At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, you get it all.
Model year-end savings are going on now. It's savings you just can't say no to.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number 1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's L1 report.
Have you heard you can listen to your favorite news podcast ad-free? Good news! With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. Enjoy shows like The Daily, Up First, and Consider This, available ad-free on Amazon Music. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free. That's amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch captivating dramas and gripping mysteries, whether it's entire series of massive hits like Sherlock and Vera, new seasons of originals like The Responder, starring international Emmy winner Martin Freeman, or an extraordinary selection of beloved treasures featuring Idris Elba, Jodie Comer, Matthew McFadden, Benedict Cumberbatch, and more. Only on BritBox. Watch with a free trial at BritBox.com.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sacktown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
The crews here are literally picking up the pieces on Media Day 2024. Yeah. Drapes, it seemed to me that right before they really got heavily into the cleanup here and the putting of things away, a couple people grabbed basketballs at a couple of different baskets and people started shooting. And I guess that it was so bad they just
it is like, yeah.
I saw one guy shoot a 22-footer that went about 15,
right?
You know, and then they just said, put it all away.
Yeah, let's get back to our day jobs, right? Like this basketball thing ain't no future in that. That's for sure.
I mean, it's hard not to be in a gym and shoot.
Right.
Balls
balls sitting right there. I mean,
yeah,
I'm gonna have to go get some 3-pointers up.
Jose was talking about a 3-point contest earlier.
Jose ain't got no skills.
Well,
you gonna be judging it?
He was putting
Jose?
it together. He wasn't challenging anybody, but he was, he's always looking for content.
Yeah. Don't we
I
got a
don't know,
hoop
maybe.
back
Yeah.
at the station, or did Doug break that one?
Doug broke the one that's in the storage garage.
Oh, okay, he broke that one.
I'll tell you what, though, if we were kicking the balls in,
Oh,
that's,
Jose, yeah,
Jose's
yeah.
my pick right
He
there.
got that. Yeah, he got that. So I went to the Sac Republic game yesterday.
Yeah.
The one you were invited to.
I wasn't able to
yeah,
make it.
you
I
know, you were.
apologize.
The invitation was extended. Nice 4-0 win.
Nice.
Yesterday, and great environment, man. You know, it's funny. I went with Jay, producer Jay, and this is how we move, Whitey. Tell me if you co-sign on this or okay.
I probably
on this.
couldn't keep up with you guys.
So we're in the VIP area. We get our plate of food and everything, and so we're like, man, where are we going to sit? We're looking for seats, you know, under the tent or whatever. And we see 3 tables up front. Oh, nobody's sitting there. So we go up there to the table to the right, reserved for Kevin Nagel. Table in the middle, reserved for Kevin Nagel. We're like, the table on the left, reserved for the mayor. The mayor don't mind. We just took over, commandeered the mayor's table, and the mayor comes in, and a great dude he is, man. I really like him. And he's like, no, you guys stay there. It's all good. You guys stay there. But no, it was a great it was my first Republic game, dude.
Wow.
And it was a great environment, man. I loved it, man. Shout out to them.
How about that crowd and the enthusiasm?
Yes. It was a nationally televised game, too, a match that they had to have. And so right now they're in second place in the conference and on the verge of hosting playoff games. So I'll take the kids back out there come playoff time. For
Nice.
Sure. Yeah, it was a good time.
Tremendous. So you've become a soccer enthusiast?
Yeah.
Or you call it football?
Football. I don't call it football.
Oh, okay.
Football. You got to, yeah. And the thing is, the seats were like right behind the net. So that's the first time I've ever sat that close in this. And so when they kick the ball, it's like coming right at you, and it just takes over your, the excitement takes over you. And so it was great, man. Shout out to the Republic, man. Thank you so much.
We need you to get us an MLS team, Drapes. What can you do?
Got to talk to my people, man. Let me make some calls.
So
you know,
close.
We had it, right?
Yes,
we
yes,
had it.
Yes.
And then it fell apart. And I'm just afraid now, with some of these other teams and other cities growing, it's going to be tough to get back in the game.
Yes, it just may be. But thank goodness we have the Kings. Who was it that said, was it Boogie or was it Colby Ellis talked about how people love it here because we're the only game in town?
Yeah, it might have been Boogie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Boogie, one of those two. And it's true, man. The Kings are in the fabric of the community. And, it's something we all, the Sacramento region, can rally around. The one team we all can agree on, hopefully.
And it's like the G-Man said. He said, I listen to you guys, listen to the station in the summer, and people are talking in this town. People are talking Kings all year round.
Yes.
And it's true. You know how it was this summer.
Yes.
We talk about camp. Something happened with the A's or the Giants. But even if it was so-and-so says the Kings should make this trade.
Right. It wasn't even anything of substance, but
that's how much
just
interest
the possibility
there is.
of a person. And I go back to when I first started here with the organization. It's going into my 5th season here, Whitey. And the first couple of seasons were brutal, man. We weren't winning. I go to the grocery store, I say, I work for the Kings. They'd be like, all right. And then keep it moving. It's like,
what do you want me to do?
We're like, hey, I'm over here, guys, like Sacramento Kings, let's go. Now, man, you go to the grocery store. Yeah, like earlier today, I had my Kings polo shirt on, and I forget where I was at. Oh, I was at Staples. And somebody's like the beam. Like, it's a real thing, man. It's and I go back to when they first made the playoffs after ending the drought. It was unbelievable. The flags on the car. And I remember I went down to the Bay Area, and it was a road game in the playoffs, that series against the Warriors. And I had my Kings flag flying. And I felt so much pride to be entering into enemy territory, and saying, what y'all going to do? Like, we've never been able to do that, And so it was great, man. I'm looking forward to this season.
Yeah, it was great talking to De'Aaron, sitting right there and having him talking about how great it is to be in the 3rd year of a program here, and a program that's been successful. Contrasting that with what he's been through before here.
Coaching changes, GM changes,
right.
Trade,
this work,
everything.
We're going in this direction now.
Yeah.
And there's talk about Super Bowl hangovers. I think, and I'm not making excuses at all, I think last year, after breaking that 17-year drought, the Kings had almost a broke the playoff drought hangover.
Hangover, huh?
Yeah, and that's not an excuse. I'm not excusing anybody, but I think it took something out of them.
Yeah, I'm with you, Whitey, but I'll also say it wasn't a bad it wasn't a drop off really. 46 wins when you lose Malik and Kevin Herter the last month of the season. 46 could have easily, if those guys been healthy, 49, and we would have been a-okay with it.
But something wasn't.
It
quite
just didn't
what it
feel
was
like
to be.
the same. Yeah, 100%. Like it felt like, even though it was a 2-game difference, it felt like a 10-game difference.
Yeah.
Like they underachieved, and so I hear you on that. And I would say also, from a fan's perspective, it was sort of a hangover. Like we were on that euphoria. That's such a high that we were like addicts, like looking for that fix the next season, and it didn't come. So it was difficult. But I feel the vibes now, though. I feel them now.
Yeah, and with DeMar DeRozan here, it's something new in addition to what happened 2 years ago for Kings fans to get genuinely excited about.
Yes, and
you don't have to squint and try to talk yourself into, as not in the last few years, but in the past, Kings fans would have to, if this guy does this, if everything goes perfectly, maybe they win 41 games. And now, you look at this team, this is legitimately a team that has a shot at winning 50 games.
Right, it really is. And the thing I like about this team, and the difference between last season and 2 years ago, in the clutch, the Kings made all the plays. Fox made all the right plays. We won close games. This last year, we didn't do that. We weren't as clutch of a team. We obviously lost some games that we shouldn't have. I think in talking, to Sean Rogers, also your guy who's security here, DeRozan, when he steps on the floor, I was talking to somebody, talking about DeRozan's leadership, and I'm like, is he vocal? They're like, when he's in between those lines, he's vocal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's about his business, and you could feel it, and it permeates throughout the team. And so I don't think we'll have as many of those losses to Charlotte, losses to, Detroit or whoever it may be this year. I think, we'll beat the teams we're supposed to be for the most part, and give the teams that are right with us or above us some hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In addition to all that off the court presence that he brings, I think the single biggest thing that he brings at Kings on the court is the ability to get to the line and make free throws.
Yeah.
Based on what we saw last year. And I know he brings you a lot. Maybe I'm hyper-focused on that because that was such a sore spot last year, but I think he's really going to help them a ton in that regard.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, though, because, and I 100% agree with you, but if you're Mike Brown and the coaching staff, if you're De'Aaron Fox, if you're Domas, come fourth quarter, is the ball in DeMar's hands a little bit more? Do they need to, relinquish a little bit control, let DeMar cook a little more in the fourth quarter? Or is he, still going to be the third option or second option in the fourth? How would you like to see it play out?
Don't you think that a lot of that sorts itself out? I mean, game to game, who the hot hand is. You know what I mean? You have to kind of let it develop and then read it. If it's not happening for DeMar, then De'Aaron Fox takes over. But there's going to be times when I think it's clear. Just like when Keegan went off last year, everybody knew, get the ball to Keegan.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I see what you mean. Yeah. And one thing De'Aaron Fox said to us sitting here.
See if Michael makes.
Oh, no. He Michael knew not to shoot. Hey, Michael, you should have shot, big fella. No, I'm good. That's funny. But one thing Fox said, too, which really stuck with me, Whitey, and I hadn't thought of it. Well, I thought of it like this. Teams last year, they would play DeMar, and then they'd key on DeMar. Then they'd play the Kings and key on Fox. This year, how you going to key on both of them?
Right.
And if you dare try, Malik will gas you. Keegan will gas you. Domas. And so I don't see how teams can match up with us and try to slow us down offensively.
What do you think of De'Aaron Fox's shoes?
Love them.
The detail. I had no idea the detail. That's my signature there. And that's the Fox tail.
And you feel the tongue of it, and how Leo, you feel the tongue of it and how like felt it is or whatever, fur or whatever. Like he put some thought into it. They put some thought in there. Everything has meaning. And I'm going to cop some of those for sure. I'm definitely going to get some, man. I like them. I like them.
Big year for De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, you asked him about that, right?
Yeah.
You weaved in that, dude, he's going to be eligible perhaps for the Supermax, which is 5 for 300 or something like that. Like
my God.
That's
No,
crazy,
that's
buddy.
probably the
That's
type of numbers
crazy.
you're better off just not thinking about,
Right,
right?
Don't think about it, man, because it'll give you goosebumps. But, I think with De'Aaron, he had a phenomenal year this last year.
Yeah.
Statistically, his numbers, Whitey, were better this past season, than they were 2 years ago. But the team success wasn't there. He wasn't, as clutch as he was 2 years ago.
Don't you think he was hurt?
And he was banged up. And he was banged up. And every year, though, he deals with a little bit of something. Here's the thing, though, with Foxy. He doesn't have to go out there and press. You don't have to. I look at a guy like Jason Tatum last season. Jason Tatum could go out there and average 35 a game if he wanted. But to help his team win, he did other things. He rebounded at a high level. He passed the ball better than he's ever passed. I think for De'Aaron Fox could get 25 in his sleep. So he doesn't have to take 22, 23 shots to get to that point. And so I'm looking at, us having 2 20-point per game scorers in Fox and DeMar. Domas will be right there at 19. Keegan will be right there, I think, 17. And so you're talking, close to 100 points just with 4 guys, just like that. And so offensively, man, we're going to be a nightmare for teams.
The Warriors, I know people don't like to hear about the Warriors, but when the Warriors won their first championship and then they lost the next year, they ended up winning, 4. I think one of the things that set the tone for them was when Steve Kerr took over and Andre Iguodala agreed to come off the bench.
Yes.
Andre Iguodala had been an outstanding player, and he took that upon himself. Yes, I'll do that for the team. And I think that set the tone for everybody, and that kind of cemented their culture. I think the way Malik has agreed to come off the bench has kind of done the same thing here. I know the Warriors won championships. This team hasn't won a playoff series yet. But for a guy like that to agree to do that, I think it sets the tone for everybody. Everyone sees that, wow, that guy's doing it for the team, so I better do what I can for the team.
Yeah, and think about it. Let's say he didn't. That could become a problem. You know what I mean? That could become a distraction.
He wouldn't be here right now, probably.
Right. And one of the things, Monty and Mike and the guys talk about is sacrifice.
Yeah.
Sacrificing for the betterment of the team. Keon Ellis talked to me earlier about that. And so Malik has already made that sacrifice. You know what, guys? Because he knows he's going to play. You know what I mean? It's like, and that's the thing. We heard Colby Jones talking about it, and I got on his case when he said, if it's coming off the bench, or start, whatever. And I'm like, dude,
on the bench, right?
Yeah. I was like, dang, dude, but yeah, man, it's, how it is too, Whitey. You've been around sports long enough. You got to have total buy-in. You can't have guys pouting or malcontents or anything like that, because then you won't achieve your goal. And so I'm liking what I'm hearing from this Kings team so far.
Yeah, everybody talks about it. Everybody talks about it, but not everybody does it.
Right.
And Malik does it. Mike Brown got him to do that. That's one of the reasons the Kings have had the success they've had. We're getting ready for Monday Night Football. I want to ask you, Drapes, if you saw what Tom Brady said yesterday
about Baker Mayfield in response.
What did you think of all that? Baker Mayfield, long story short, for those who didn't hear, he was on a podcast and he said the building was a little different with Tom in there, talking about Tampa Bay. Obviously, playing wise, Tom is different. He had everybody dialed in, high strung environment. So I think everybody was pretty stressed out. They wanted me to come in, be myself, bring the joy back to football for guys who weren't having as much fun. So they were talking about it on the broadcast yesterday. And Tom Brady said, I thought stressful was not having Super Bowl rings. So there was a mindset of a champion that I took to work every day. This wasn't daycare. If I was going to have fun, I'd go to Disneyland with my kids. There's a way to approach this game. It's with the right mindset to try to push each other outside our comfort zone. And great teammates do that. So we got to make sure we go out there and deliver. And then Kevin Burkhardt kind of said, oh, competitive juices are still flowing. And Brady said, still in there. No apologies.
I love it.
What do you think of that?
I think it's fantastic. I'm a Tom Brady guy. I think, when you're as great at what you do like he is, that's the mindset of the greats, the Jordans, the Kobes. This is what we admire about those guys. And, Jordan was not an easy player to play with. You know that.
Right.
Jordan, he was kind of a blank hole, if you will. And so, but in order to achieve that level, can I say that, Nate? I see you over there smirking, boss is on line one, huh? But, to get to that level, I mean, sure.
That was borderline, but I think it was okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the boss just left. So I think,
right?
I think
there he is right there behind you. I didn't say anything, Jose. I didn't say anything. I'm good, big fella. I'm just talking to. But no, here's the thing, man. you play to win championships. You play to win the game. And ultimately, you can ask anybody that went through Kobe's era, Jordan's era. Sure, it sucked, but those 6 rings, man, they mean a lot. You know what I mean? And so it's sort of like this, Whitey. Let me explain it to you like this. My personal trainer, my guy Lim at Game Fit. Every time I go, I'm looking forward to going. But when I'm in it, I hate it. I'm like, man, Lim, screw you. I'm done with this. I'm ready to storm out. But then when I'm done,
you didn't call him a blank hole.
No, I didn't call it.
No.
I do curse him sometimes.
It's just not a blank hole.
Right, I don't call it that. I do drop some 4-letter words, but when I'm in it, it sucks. But when I'm done, it's like, yes, you feel good. And it's sort of like that. I would imagine playing with Brady or Jordan or something like, yeah, he's hard on you. Yes, he rides you. But when you finish your career, you're looking at a Hall of Fame career or 2 or 3 championships or something like that.
Baker Mayfield's explanation was, quote, some things got taken out of context.
Oh, yeah.
He did it his own way, and that's why he has 7 rings. So not much else needs to be said. I don't think anything was taken out of context.
No,
that's a perfect answer, by the way. That is like,
right.
I don't know if you can answer better than that.
What Baker said coming back. I mean, what can you say?
Nothing,
right?
Nothing.
The dude got 7 rings.
If you say something snarky, they're going to kill you in the meet. Colin Cowherd's going to eat him for breakfast.
Yeah, exactly.
If he says anything out of line.
And it'd be different if Baker Mayfield had won 2 or 3 Super Bowls himself, but he hasn't reached that level.
Right.
So he's going to lose no matter what in this.
And then did you hear what Aaron Rodgers said yesterday about his coach? He was upset.
Yeah.
They had a lot of false start penalties. Robert Saleh said, maybe the cadences, we need to simplify them, Aaron Rodgers' cadences. And Aaron Rodgers said, that's one way to do it. The other way is to hold them accountable. We haven't had an issue. He said, we used to use it every day in practice, rarely have a false start. We had, 5 today. It seemed like 4 or 5. Seems like an outlier. I don't know if we need to make mass changes based on kind of an outlier game.
Yeah, and I hate to side with Aaron Rodgers, because that's not my guy. That's like the one guy that's not my guy.
Really?
Like, he is not my guy. I will never say Aaron Rodgers is my guy. Not my guy.
That's incredible.
Yeah, right? Surprising. There is one out there. But no, it's something they practice. It's something they knew bringing him here. Like, that's his thing, And so, you don't want a Hall of Why you don't want
funny. Did you see the video? And he's like, he was like, well, that's one way to do it.
Right.
How about we just hold him accountable?
Well, did you see the video when the field goal was missed too?
No.
His head, he slumped back in his chair. He put a towel over his head and just slid down.
Rodgers did?
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
It was
that was an ugly game.
Is they Salo on the hot seat?
Oh, that's a great question. I think so. Being in New York, for sure. I think that is. They don't make the playoffs this
starting
year,
to warm up,
especially with Miami. Miami's not going to make the playoffs. So I think the Bills, they'll probably win that division, right? So I don't know. I think Saleh might be.
Can I pull out the crystal ball, Whitey?
Yeah. Well, I just want to say
Niners
this.
defensive coordinator next year. Saleh. Come back home.
Man.
Come back to the
Belichick. Let's get Belichick.
Oh, okay. You're a Belichick guy instead.
I like that.
You like that idea?
Yeah. Has that ever happened?
I'm sure it has, right?
I can't.
And the Patriots has had before.
With what's his name with the pencil?
Yeah,
Patricia.
Matt Patricia,
Patricia.
Bill O'Brien, Nick Cassari.
But they go back to the same team.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels. He came back, failed in Denver. And came back to New England. Yeah,
your guy. I know this guy.
Oh,
is
Raiders,
guy.
right? That's where he went.
Yeah, was it Raiders? Yeah.
Bo Nix yesterday.
He
got the win. He was terrible.
Yeah,
he was 12 for 25 for 60.
He got the win. He was terrible.
I know, and they won. So just think, Aaron Rodgers looks at that. No wonder he was
you
so
got
upset
beat
yesterday.
by Bo Nix, and
I know,
that's terrible.
He might be the worst rookie QB this
year.
Nah,
don't say that. Don't say that, Nate. Don't say that. Bo Nix is my guy.
No quarterback had ever passed for so few yards while throwing 25 passes and completing 12 of them ever.
But here's
Rick
the thing.
Neuheisel almost did that in a
Rick Neuheisel,
replacement game, but he threw for more yards, 66.
Let me ask you guys this, though. This is a serious conversation here regarding quarterbacks. Should we not judge these quarterbacks on their rookie seasons?
No.
Because I'm looking at Sam Darnold. I'm looking at Fields. Like,
look at Joe Flacco last night. Stepped back. I know it's a little different scenario, but it's like this guy just comes back from nowhere.
But it's like these teams are to me are not putting their QBs in position to succeed. We've had this conversation. The way they're doing it in New England, if Drake May was quarterback, he'd be looking terrible.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
But
Right.
you let him learn, you let him sit, build up the roster around him, and then put him in.
The quarterback position is so vitally important that somehow teams there's a blind spot they have and they don't think.
Yeah.
They do the dumbest things, drafting guys, trading up to get guys in higher rounds like Trey Lance that you should not have traded up to get, playing guys who aren't ready to play, ruining what chance they have of success. It's incredible how stupid teams are.
Yeah.
Well, how good do you think Mahomes would be, too, if he didn't sit behind Alex?
Great
for that
point.
year?
Right. Yeah.
Like, he may have just been like, what if he was thrown to the wolves? I mean, that team was good with Alex.
But see, like Andrew Luck did it, and then RG3 did it, and even Russell Wilson did it.
Yeah.
So teams think, oh, well, everyone can do it. It's like, no.
But
not everyone can do it.
And Justin Fields is having a bit of a resurgence, too.
Yeah. And Geno Smith. I look at the quarterback position, fellas, as probably the most psychologically fragile positions in there in the NFL. Like if you get battered and bruised, all the sport. Like if you get battered and bruised, look at Caleb Williams, who I love. I mean, that dude's been getting hit. They finally got a win, but they're teeing all his offensive line is not good. And so that messes with you. Sam Darnold, when he was with the Jets,
seeing ghosts,
seeing ghosts out there. Now he's 4-0.
Best quarterback in the NFC.
Yes, man. And so I think these teams ruin quarterbacks. I really do.
I agree. I mean, Bryce Young is the perfect example of that right now. That man, I know he's undersized and everything, but shot.
He might have been just the wrong pick too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess you can have bad picks too. Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
But
and you guys, but it's just like in basketball though. Fit is a thing. Like going to a culture, the right organization who do things right. Trevor Lawrence coming out of Clemson, the most talented guy, tons of talent. He goes to Jacksonville, a trash organization. Now all of a sudden he's trash.
Yeah.
I don't think Trevor Lawrence is a bad quarterback. I just think he's part of a bad organization.
He was okay, and they had some success, and then all of a sudden it just started backsliding the wrong way on him.
I mean, he came out too with my least favorite, maybe one of the worst NFL coaches of all time too, with Urban Meyer. So he really had a tough start, it was impressive. Now it is weird to see him kind of decline with the Super Bowl
almost
winning
got
coach.
the yips, like in terms of I don't want to throw it downfield.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw into a tight window.
I mean, his whole life, all he did was win.
I know.
And then he gets to the NFL and he can barely do it. So I'm sure that is a total shock to his system.
Yeah.
I guess those people that on our show before the season started that said Washington would be a surprise team.
They were right.
Ross Tucker, I think, was one of them.
Yeah.
Looks like they were on the money.
That's the best
right.
rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels.
He looks good.
He looks amazing. He's a little small, so it's scary when he runs sometimes, but I think he's starting to get a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
He's exciting.
Yeah. He could throw the ball too. He got his arm.
Yeah.
He can sail that thing down the field.
Him getting more comfortable is scary because he already looks very comfortable.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Dak. When Dak took over, Dak from day one in the preseason was like, whoa,
that
guy
another
knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Just a guy who took over, and then Romo just sat behind him for that year.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Nate, because you're hanging out with us. Did you chime in on the midday show also?
Yeah, I did.
Why you on our show now, big fella?
I don't know. People can't get enough of me.
I know.
Did he ask you something at some point? I thought he
I don't
asked
know.
you
I don't
something.
know if we
You
did.
did
That was
ask
like
me
2
something.
segments ago, though. That was like 2 seconds.
I think you said, when is Sirianni getting fired? And I was like,
I'm just like,
now.
dang, Nate's kind of comfortable on our show here.
Yeah.
Sorry, should I not? Should
No,
I be
my boy
I
Jay
think I'm
is
delusional
back there.
from just not eating.
Right,
all
I'm with
day.
you on that,
I ate a
dude.
little bit.
I'm a
Now
little
I'm feeling
lightheaded
good.
right now.
It was a long day today.
Yeah.
Peek behind the curtain. Long day.
I'll say this. I know you had drape steaks last week about Brock Purdy, and hey, saying Brock Purdy's no good, you can't say it anymore. He had his moments yesterday, but overall, that was not his most impressive game.
But he made some impressive throws.
He did.
That's
He
the
did.
thing, and you're right. The numbers indicate
The interception he threw in the end, I was like, what
yeah,
are you doing?
yeah, and it's like, but the plays he made with his legs early on, I thought were fantastic. And the touchdown to Kittle, where he placed it, how about Jawan Jennings, another fantastic catch too? Like that was a great ball. So he made plays when he needed to.
Yeah, I believe, maybe you saw this, Nate. I think he has the highest passer rating for anyone in his first 25 career starts.
Yeah, I think he's
Higher than
0.1 ahead
anybody.
of Mahomes.
Yeah.
It's like neck and neck.
okay.
but
Way
it's
higher than
right
Joe
there.
Montana.
Yeah.
All right.
We out of here, right? We out.
Why do you
Dude,
think it's
I know. Why do you just? Dude, I hear the music. I'm tuned out.
Yeah.
Your boy is ready.
Yeah, we've got Thursday night football for you, Lions and
Or
Seahawks.
Monday night.
Yeah, that's even better. We're losing it, and I ate lunch. I have no excuses. Monday night football. Yeah, on a Monday. It feels kind of like a Thursday.
Yeah, it does. Right?
Drive, guys. Talk to you tomorrow. Sacktown Sports.